the dog.
The countdown has begun. Come on, it's time for fun. It's time to pick your favorites and decide what is shit. Are you ready for this? It's the tier list. Come on, let's go. It's time for the tier list show.
Welcome once again to the tier list show, or whatever the hell we call it. I don't know. It is what it is. Welcome to the program. Today we're going to talk about Val Kilmer movies. We got Greg from Fanzine with us. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here with you guys for another tier list, whatever you're going to call it, type show.
I think that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the tier list show, I guess.
The tier list show. I like
we have Red Shirt with us too. How you doing? Just another Red Shirt?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
What the hell does nerd adjacent mean?
That's a takeoff on Deadpool and Wolverine. He says, I didn't know you were an Avenger. And Happy says, Avengers adjacent, technically.
Gotcha. We also have Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Doing pretty good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to talk some Val Kilmer movies and where they rank in the echelon of Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer, sir. How you doing,
You're
Tom?
Be our Huckleberry? I'm your Huckleberry.
For you,
Johnny Ringo.
there's no question.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Johnny
I already was
Ringo.
before you even asked, Tom.
Daisy. You know Daisy.
I'm a daisy if you do.
So yes, we're going to talk about some Val Kilmer. Hi, Kitty. Yes, we're going to talk about the Val Kilmer films. Now, how did I pick these movies? I had to curate them down because Val's been in a ton of movies. So I had to kind of cut out all the cameos, any of the straight-to-video / streaming stuff. So we went with his main theatrical features where he's a main character in the lead of the cast or the lead guy himself. And as you can probably see on here, there might be a few movies that people are like, well, where's this? Well, where's that? I tried to do my best to grab the ones that I thought most people knew. Okay, if that helps. So
That's
I apologize
fair.
if your favorites left off. Let me know. I could maybe try to add it, but I can't guarantee it. Because I tried to keep the TV movies and all that other stuff off of here so we could just get to the nitty gritty. Because otherwise we'll be here for 10 years as well. So let's get started.
103 movies, according to IMDb. We'd be
Between
here
all
all
the
night.
cameos in business. Yeah. Yeah, so like basically as you can see here, we got the main top films, and actually Top Secret was his first theatrical film, so that's a good place to start. Movie? What movie?
I love Top Secret.
Yeah. Top Secret is definitely a funny film. It's from the makers of Airplane, of course. And I did not do the banners, I'm sorry. So we're talking about Top Secret first, and it's about popular dashing American singer Nick Rivers, played by Val Kilmer, who travels to East Germany to perform in a music festival when he loses his heart to the gorgeous Hilary Flamand, played by Lucy Gutteridge. He finds himself caught up in an underground resistant movement, and basically comedy ensues. Yeah, so it's a play on all the spy films of the 60s and 70s. Who wants to go first on this one? Greg, why don't you take it?
If everybody had a shotgun. I love this movie. I love this movie. This is, I think if you're a fan of like the Naked Gun movies or the Airplane movies, you definitely would be a fan of this. And I think this is where a lot of people, I don't think this is where I first noticed Val Kilmer, but this was one of the earlier films I remember seeing of his. So I really do enjoy the humor and the comedy of this, like when he's playing tic-tac-toe with the windows when they're in the gunfight, or like when he has the amazing underwater bar fight scene when they're underwater. It's just great. As far as the movie, I'm gonna say it's B. Because it's really funny, and he shows you he's got talent, and there was something about Val Kilmer that I think that was about to happen down the line, as we all know. So yeah, I would give it a B. It's a fun movie.
It's probably a good place to kick it off with.
Yeah.
Red Shirt, do you remember Top Secret at all?
A very, very long time ago, because I saw it shortly after it came out, not long after. Um, I'd have to agree. I think yes, it's very much in the vein of movies like Airplane. If you get the humor, you're gonna fall out of your chair. If that type of humor doesn't appeal to you, like some people don't get Monty Python, it's just gonna be silly. I'd give it a B as well.
All right. Nick, how come this hasn't been on Toxic Tuesday yet?
Because Nick Weiser has not seen this movie.
What?
I thought I had, but I looked at the trailer and I'm like, nope, I don't recall this movie.
Wow.
So I gotta be honest. So I did not see this movie.
Well, you have to pass it up. So I kind of agree with you guys. It's not the best of the Zucker brothers movies, but Greg is right. You could see that Val Kilmer was going to be somebody. And this was his first big movie. I don't know if this was the first movie I saw him in or Real Genius, but I had to be one of the two. I just remember the cows. When I was a kid, I just remember the whole thing and just the whole, like, to me, it was just weird and funny and goofy. Now, it hasn't aged as well as some of their other films. Like I said, it's not as good as Airplane, but it's still pretty darn good. Val does a great job in the role. He does a great job singing as well. Got some funny songs in there, like Skeet Surfing and stuff like that you were singing bit of there, Greg. So, yeah, I definitely got to go B. I'm going to go B on that one. So, yeah, and I don't think anybody's disagreeing on that in the chat. So ActionCom though says what was Val Kilmer's hot streak from what movies to what movie? I would say he kind of peaked and valleyed somewhere between The Doors and Batman, and like because Batman Forever was like an ultra peak, but like he did like a lob to that, and then all of a sudden he did great, and then just, and that's kind of what I noticed from the filmography. It was just like all of a sudden Hollywood just quit making Val Kilmer movies.
Yeah.
And it was kind of post like Red Planet, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It happens. I mean,
it's the best I can answer. Yeah.
Yeah. They have their up and downs. I wouldn't say like from I want to say like from the mid 80s to like early 90s that was Val Kilmer's range.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, he Tom, you mentioned to me, we were talking about this before the show. Val Kilmer was in some real turkeys, and I got the impression that whatever his agent sent him, he did.
Well, he got to that point because the sad part about it was a lot of people in Hollywood just wouldn't work with him anymore because he was difficult to work with.
He was difficult,
egotistical earlier on and all that business. So
yeah. The production hell video that the drinker did on the island of Dr. Moreau is just one of the worst.
And that's just one movie.
Exactly. But it is, Val Kilmer and oh my God, I can't remember his name. I just went blank. The Godfather.
Brando, yeah.
Yes, Marlon Brando.
Because
they got along
trying to be me.
Yeah, they got along like oil and water, and the director apparently tried to flee the country. The crew had to go haul him back. That's how bad things got. Yeah, that is it. And I'm just like, oh my God, if you got a decent movie out of this, it's a miracle.
Well, speaking of that, Nick the Greek asked, what? No, yes, it's on the list. You just must not be able to see it because it's so tiny there, but it's the green one there between Heat and Ghost of, whatchamacallit, in the dark, Ghost of the Darkness.
I've heard that before. Yeah. Just can't see it there. It's kind of tiny.
Yeah. And then imagine
she said.
But thank you for the support, just the same. Imaginative Hobbyist says with $2, Hail Mead, my uncle acted with Kilmer in Top Secret. Oh, well, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Top Secret just got a 4K release this last year here. All right. So speaking of another one that just did, Real Genius, which has skyrocketed in prices because you didn't get it when it came out. But this movie, I tell you, it's a goofy one. Let me grab the synopsis here. This was right around the same time as you had like Ghostbusters and Revenge of the Nerds, so 1985. Same kind of tone. He plays science whiz Mitch Taylor, Chris Knight. When science whiz Mitch Taylor, played by Gabe Jarrett, arrives at Pacific Tech as a freshman, he's paired with the genius senior Chris Knight to work on a laser project. Mitch initially doesn't care for Knight's slacker attitude, but eventually won over, and their friendship allows them to make new progress on their laser project. It's only when the boys learn that the government intends to use their laser as a weapon that they start to question what they've actually been working on. So yeah, this was a very popular film for Val.
Yeah.
It really, it wasn't a big hit in theaters, but it did really well on video and of course cable, which I remember seeing it endlessly on. And I swear, I don't know how many times I've seen the last 10 minutes of the movie, because every time I would either turn on HBO or I would tape a movie off of HBO, I would manage to get to the popcorn scene and that's all I'd see. So I've seen the damn popcorn scene at the end. I don't know how many million times. So Greg, I don't know what I guess I would rate this. God, I want to give it an A. But I understand if the rest of you guys go B. So go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
I'm giving it an A. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite Val Kilmer movies. Like I said, I don't remember my first one, but this may be the first one. I don't know if it's because it's something I grew up with. You know how we with movies like that, we see something, and so it's like sticks with us. So to me, it's an A. I absolutely love this movie. I think it is hilarious. Like you was just mentioning the popcorn scene. I think that happened to me too with cable all the time. And I can't hear Tears with Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World without thinking of this movie. So this is, I mean, as soon as I hear that song, it's like immediately I think a Real Genius. And this was like I would say this is like his star-making performance. Right, I would. And this is funny. It's got William Atherton in it, who plays one of the greatest dicks in all movies, you know. And I mean, like I was telling you before, because I just watched it when we did my show, and somebody mentioned that Ryan Reynolds is basically just copying Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I even highlighted it.
Yeah,
Van Wilder before Van Wilder,
basically. Exactly. Yeah. So, and I mean, it's a fun movie. It's got the classic '80s stuff with the blonde-haired bully, you know, and the nerds working together to take back it, fight the man. You know, it's very 80s, but it's also very fun. And you got John Grease too, who plays Zaslow, who lives in his closet, who's trying to win the Frito-Lay's competition.
Yeah, it had its tropes, but it was fun with the tropes. It executed it well. And then sometimes I'm not bugged with tropes as long as the execution is good, because you can always have a fresh spin on a trope. And there's some ideas, even if it's not fresh, sometimes there's things that are just ageless, timeless, whatever's the word you want to use, and it can always work for all time. And this movie had the 80s in a nutshell, but man, what the performance is good. And yeah, that Van Wilder, I haven't heard that combo before, but that really nailed it, because to me, this movie is a freaking riot, but it's so much fun.
Although he's more of a nerd, but that's where I classify this as more in the Revenge of the Nerds kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, I could definitely see that too.
But anyway, where would you rate it then, Greg? You said an A, so
I'm giving it
Nick, did you want to just kind of continue on, and then we'll let Red Shirt take it from there?
I think I kind of unintentionally put in my sauce in the pie, but I'm going to give it a B. It's a really strong movie. Unfortunately, I have not watched it in a while to see where it's held up as far as test of time, but there's a point in time where this was one of the movies I was definitely spinning.
Red Shirt.
This would definitely be a B for me, in the same sense that I love the beginning of it. And when they go up against the government to, defeat their nefarious plans to use their laser invention as a weapon, it reminded me of it, or at least the two movies remind that to me, I feel are similar. I love the first half. I didn't love the second half. And the other one is Stripes.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I get where you're coming from. Although this one I wouldn't say is as bad in my opinion, but I get where I
No,
agree with you. I know what you're saying.
but
Yeah,
yeah, but and I'm also of a slightly different generation. I wasn't a kid. If I were a kid watching this, back when I was watching Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, and this movie had
right,
been out, that would have been a completely different thing. I'd have been like, "Yeah, go, man." I wouldn't have cared. But I was a physics
right.
student. I was a physics
Oh,
major when this movie came out, and
well, it
I'm
should have
going,
been made
"Oh,
right for you
please."
though.
Well, it was like I said, the
Oh,
first half of the movie with him
you're too
being this.
close to it. Then is what you're saying in a way.
Exactly. So, it just it's again, it's humor. It's a very funny movie. Um, but it humor's personal. Ricky Gervais made a great point about that. Doesn't mean the joke's not funny. It means you don't get it. And that's perfectly fine to say. And this is a movie I don't get in the second half because I just go, oh, we just got. So I wanted the Brigadier from Monty Python to come in and go, no, 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 this is getting far too silly. On my mark, cut the camera 3. Wait for it, and do something else. That just, I mean, and I love silly humor a lot of the time. I love Monty Python. This movie just didn't hit me the same way I think it did
Mhm.
other people. So I'd give it a B.
Yeah, I mean, there was this streak of movies in the '80s where especially with nerds, like War Games and other ones too, where it always painted even Short Circuit to a point where it painted,
Yep.
the military and the government as the
Yeah.
bad guy in all these movies, which, fair or unfairly enough, I'm not going to say one way or the other, but it became a trope. You're not
Mhm.
wrong. And even Nick brought up it has a lot of the tropes. It does. It did set a
Armed,
lot of the tropes or
and
whatever.
loaded with them. But it's so good, so who cares?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm bouncing around here on this one. Because y'all are making great points for both. Should I don't want to leave this one up to the chat right away, but let's put it in the B.
Put it in the
Let's put it
butt.
in the B. Let's put it in the B because we had kind of more. I leaned A B. I think Nick, you gave it a B. Red Shirt, you gave it a B, and Greg gave it an A. So
Yeah.
even since I did that, I think that's fair. All right, here's the movie that isn't really a movie, but is a recruitment video for the Navy. Top Gun. You tell me what the plot is to Top Gun. I'll wait. Because it doesn't start until the end of the movie.
Oh, I think Tarantino
But we
explained
still
it
love
best.
it. Exactly. If there's any plot here, that's it. There's more of a plot there. No, I love this movie. It's great. It's got the music. It's got the action. It's got the stars. I mean, Val Kilmer. I mean, he's Iceman. He's cool as ice, man.
Yeah.
It was the poster boy
Yeah.
movie for Americana, biggest movie in 1986, game changer of a movie. And even though Val Kilmer is not the main character, his character is very vital to the story because you need his character to prop up Maverick. So you really can't make this movie as effective without Iceman.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say there is a story to this movie. There is a
Sort
plot.
of.
It is establishing the character throughout the first part of the movie of Maverick as a Maverick. Now, I have a cousin who was a Rio in F-14s when this movie came out, Navy aviator, who went to Top Gun with his pilot. And the two of them went through Top Gun together. So I can give you his reaction. It was, this reminds me of people I fly with. So one,
Well, like I said,
it had the truthfulness, and two, it establishes Maverick as you're a dangerous, and Maverick is an instinctive flyer. His motto is, don't think. You don't have time to think. That actually works for me. That makes sense. You don't have time to think. I've driven on a racetrack. I've driven race cars. Was told by instructors at this racing school, you don't have time to think about what you're doing out there. You just have to do it. And on another order of magnitude, that's flying a fighter plane. So it was a look through a window at what it was like to be a naval aviator, and it's a character study for most of the film of Maverick and whether he's going to wash out, be successful, or become a hero. And you don't know.
And that's
Because
true.
most
And
people,
it's true.
yeah, most people don't like him.
Well, and what
they resist. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, because the thing is this is it's kind of more of a part of it being of the time that it's from. Because you're not wrong. Everything you're saying is 100% right. I'm not arguing that point. The difference is you don't have the running plot line of we need the Top Gun guys to be ready for this, right? Like they do in Maverick, right? Like I was going to save this more for Maverick, but really it's just kind of the point I'm getting at is, but the difference is in that time period, these guys were going through training constantly. There was a Top Gun program. There was a fighter jet program. The difference is that the plot necessitated that for Maverick. I just wish it had something more like that for Top Gun regardless. I get you're 100% right though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be there until the end when they're like, "Oh, we've got this thing going on now. We've got to go out and take care of it." Because you're right. Before that,
Yes.
it is all about Maverick. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
But
Iceman is his rival, played by Val Kilmer. And by the end of the movie, they're reconciled to a degree. They're still competitive as hell. And believe me, that is not a surprise to me. Okay. Again, race car drivers, fighter pilots, anybody. Ask anybody who's ever flown an airplane. They want to know who's the best pilot. It's in The Right Stuff. Who's the best pilot you ever saw? You know, that's endemic to those people. It never goes away. And I would make the argument that ego comes first, because you don't survive training unless you're certain of your abilities. You've got to go out and climb into that airplane knowing whatever happens, I'll deal with it. That doesn't come with experience. That you have that to start with, and then they make you a pilot. That's my feeling. So that's kind of what Top Gun's story really starts with, is a bunch of egotistical young pains in the ass that the Navy's trying to turn into fighter pilots. And I think the movie for showing you again a slice of life, a window into a world that most people will never be able to join, is just invaluable, and it's fun. That's the thing about Top Gun, the first Top Gun. It's a hell of a ride. Can you imagine getting a ride in the back seat of an F-14 back in the 1980s? I mean, aside from the fact that you needed 3 air sickness bags. This is the pilot would definitely be on your ass for that. No, I think it's a great movie for what it tried to be. No, it's not an intricately plotted movie, but holy cow,
it didn't have to be, and it did exactly what it needed to do. And oh my gosh, we got 6. Hey, I didn't expect you. How you doing? Hello, you're muted.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm here to move Real Genius.
What's your vote? A. Okay.
Siri?
Well, it was because Nick gave it a B, Redshirt gave it a B. I said it's either an A or B to start with, and then Greg gave it an A.
What about Greg?
I gave it an A.
I just said he gave it an A. So my waffling, and that's what I meant by my waffling, pushed it into the B. Said, well, since I couldn't, if I'd have said A up front, then we'd have gave it to the audience.
Okay.
But I just pushed it up there for you since you're here now. You voted, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now back to Top Gun. So okay, I think Red Shirt, you're saying Top Gun's an A. I think.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, iconically, I can't argue with that. Greg, what would you say about Top Gun?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, iconically, it's an A. I would say it's a B. Personally, I would say it's B. I do enjoy the movie. I really like the movie, and I do like the fact that Val Kilmer, even though he's his rival and he's Iceman, he's not played stupid. So like he's just as good as a pilot as Maverick. Yeah. So like, I mean, we all know spoilers for this movie. Maverick doesn't win Top Gun. Who wins Top Gun? Iceman wins Top Gun, right? So I love the fact that he's taken serious as a pilot still. And yeah, you're right. It's basically a series of this, and then the plot kicks in at the end till
Yeah.
that. And it's very Americana, which I do love. I love the very Americana, hoo-ha America. And the flip side to Real Genius, where we talk about how like they were going against the government. This is for the government, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I would put it into B category. That's where I would put it. I do enjoy the movie, but it is thin on plot.
Nick, we got an A and a B.
Dude, you know I'm gonna put it in the A. Would you put it past a man like me
the volleyball
to not
scene
go
alone,
anywhere
right?
else?
Yes,
The volleyball
yes.
scene alone is an A, and then there's the rest of the movie. It's plus plus plus. Like this is the movie. I don't need to warm up and butter up for this movie. I turn on and I just go.
Oh, we know what you'll use that butter for.
I need to grease up and flex.
Oh no, you guys just don't
this
understand.
This is one of my all-time favorite movies. Great performance across the board. Incredible performance by the Iceman. What a performance of Val Kilmer. And obviously, you know, it's Americana 101, biggest movie in 1986. I got the damn soundtrack on vinyl.
Who doesn't?
So
yeah.
Well, everyone should. If you're a movie fan and you like owning like movie soundtracks on vinyl, this should be in that collection. Otherwise, you're a poser.
I'm assuming this has been on Toxic Tuesday already.
Oh yeah, we still.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's a behind the scenes shot from every. Here's a behind the scenes shot from every Toxic Tuesday, by the way.
Here's the volleyball.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. In fact, I'm pretty sure.
Up.
Oh man,
pretty sure that's Nick right there on the.
So he can get in on the action.
Isn't that Nick right there? I'm pretty sure putting his hand on Freddie Mercury. That or it's Nick's dad. Is that how you were born? You really aren't Lenny's kid, are you? Oh, look at this guy back here. That's clearly Mad Mardigan's dad.
Man, he's got that face like he looks.
Here's
like
my dad behind him.
No, Matt got the face like he's ready to go on Comics Division's Bush.
Here's Culture over here, just smiling.
Culture.
The scary thing is, it looks like you said that's your dad. I thought to myself, God, that looks like me.
Maybe it is you. Maybe it is you. Or who's this behind there who's giving the weird look? This is definitely my dad right here because of the balding. And the,
So are we doing? Is this like a diet version of Toxic Tuesday tonight? We have
well, I just had to bring that up because that made me laugh. So I shared that in the group. I'm like, this is basically every Toxic Tuesday. So anyhow, okay, so you say A tier. Did you have anything more to say before we move on to 6?
No,
sorry,
go ahead, move on.
I had to blow that up.
You already know my thoughts. That's like, it's just all I'm just unleashing is confirmation bias preaching to the converted. So we already know my
you my daddies. Okay, 6. Top Gun.
It's A plus. It's iconic. I mean, the volleyball scene alone makes it an A, but this is, you know, part of my childhood, part of a lot of people that we hang out with childhood and teenagers probably. But yeah, it's a really good film. Although when I watched it again before seeing Maverick, it honestly, it did not hold up, but just kind of the aura of Top Gun, I definitely put this in an A. I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I definitely remember the volleyball scene.
Well, I'd imagine you would. It probably worked well for you. No, you know what's funny? You just said that, 6. That's my only problem with putting this in an A, is that Maverick is a better film. But Top Gun is so iconic that you don't ever see an 80s collage or anything that's like talking about the 80s without this poster.
Yeah.
Right there, you know, with Kelly over his shoulder. Like, that's
Kelly
everywhere.
McGillis,
well, and the soundtrack.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack, right? Like, yeah, I mean, they're so iconically 80s.
I love it. I see. I rewatched this movie. I still love it. I I feel the energy from this movie. Like it's just like, holy crap! It's like, you want to make me go full on Charlie Sheen machine? Put this movie on, and
We
I
know what
will
kind of
go
energy
Sheen
you
machine.
feel from this movie.
Yep.
Gay energy. Super gay energy.
The love and feeling.
And it's 80s and it's 80s gay energy.
Oh, it's totally, which means it's straighter than any gay shit now. You couldn't fuck with an 80s gay man. He would fuck you up.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
right?
They had porn. Yeah, they had porn
literally and
stashes.
figuratively.
Well, you saw that picture. All them men are cut as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all had porn stashes.
Exactly. Like,
Not only would they fuck you up, they would fuck you
fuck you afterwards. Yes.
Yes.
They would kick the shit out of you, and then to humiliate you, they would fuck you.
And they would not give you a reach around.
No, because then that would make it gay.
That's right.
Anyhow,
Oh my god.
we need to get out of this. Okay, so yeah, I agree. Iconic for status wise, I'm gonna have to push it up to the A, but otherwise I agree with 6. Maverick is a better film. ActionCom says, I would say The Doors from Red Planet. Yeah, kind of, although I mean, Island of Dr. Moreau didn't do very well. I don't think Ghost in the Darkness did that well. Saint, I think, did okay, but yeah, Red Planet was such a big bomb. Like, we were just talking about that the other night when we were talking about Val Kilmer movies, and I'm like, I was trying to remember, didn't that movie have like a bunch of reshoots and stuff like that? And yeah, it was, I remember it being a big disaster. Pilgrim Media says, I'm your Huckleberry. That's my favorite scene. Well, that's my t-shirt tonight. My Huckleberry shirt. Nice. I dug it out for tonight. We got Eric Winberg in the house. How you doing, Eric? Says, I heard that about you. You like to work alone. Oh my. ActionCom says aviators measure their ability by speed and altitude. When measured on a graph, it looks like an envelope. That's where pushing the envelope came from. Oh, I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Tom, why don't you and Andre play volleyball? Well, that's because we're not gay. And then Scott Westbrook's gifted 5 Midnight's Edge After Dark memberships. Holy crap. That reminds me, I got to bug Andre. We got to do a member stream. Thank you for that, Scott Westbrook. So let's keep moving here. We got Willow next. And this is one that, for me, as a kid, this was the one that defined Val Kilmer for me. Because he was Mad Mardigan, until he became Jim Morrison, basically. When I was a teenager and I got into the Doors. So I am going to just say, for me, this is an A on the list, but I can guarantee most of you are going to have much different feelings about this movie and his role in it. But I feel Val is very much a big part of why this movie works for me. So Willow, of course, is a movie about, let's see here. We didn't do a thing for it here. Willow is about Willow Ufgard, a little person. I can find my synopsis thing here. He's a young farmer who's chosen to undertake a perilous journey in order to protect a special baby from an evil queen. And he's joined by Mad Mardigan, played by Val Kilmer. All right, so Mad Mardigan in this movie. What do you guys say? 6? What do you feel about Willow? Or how do you feel about Willow? Especially since it's from your boy George.
What I know that bumps it up. I mean, I would probably already be an A, but George bumps everything up to infinity perfection. So it's a great movie, and I couldn't bear to, even if I wanted to, give it a B based on how much I know you love this movie. I remember how heartbroken you were over the TV show that you
20
watched.
20 minutes, I think I got into, maybe 10. I don't remember.
Yeah, you did not get very far at all. So yeah, I don't have real strong memories of seeing it. I remember there was a rumor when it was coming out that it was the story of the Wills from Star Wars. I don't know where that rumor got started. This would have been grade school stuff, I guess. When did that movie come out? 1988. 1988. So
you just did the Cryon thing. I didn't do that.
The what?
The Cryon or the
The
Whatever,
banner.
the ticker, the banner.
Oh yeah. I didn't memorize them. But yeah, it's an A minus maybe, but an A.
And thank you for doing that. I didn't have the time. I
What were
rushed
you
into
doing?
this, getting this together while I was on Valiant stream.
Oh.
I had to curate this, like I was explaining in the intro. Like, dude's like Red Shirt said, dude's been in over 100 movies.
I know he's done a ton.
So it was really tough. And we also have Brian joining us now as well.
Good evening. My deepest apologies for my
No worries.
tardiness.
You're always retarded, we know.
That's right, my retardiness.
Late again,
You
Sam.
never understand a word he's saying. He just comes in here diddly diddly potatoes and talking about books.
Books.
I
books.
speak Scottish. I'll translate for you, Tom.
Oh, thank God.
Take a
'Cause I
leak
never-
at that book. Do you
never
speak
understand
jive
it.
though?
Yes, I speak perfect jive.
You do. I'm sorry, I missed top
1970s and
secret.
80s and early 90s jive.
I see. The classic jive.
Classic jive only. Yes. Yeah, we went through Top Secret, Real Genius, and Top Gun. We're on Willow right now. 6. I think you were you? I don't know if you were done yet, but you gave it an 8. Sounded.
Yeah,
like.
I'm done.
Okay,
It's an
so
A.
Nick, what about you, Willow?
I'm a B guy. I like the movie, but there's just other movies that I like more. Val Kilmer was good in the movie, and obviously I know for many that was their Val Kilmer flick, so I get it, but I like it. It's a solid movie, but to be fair, I haven't watched it in like 20 years, so maybe I'd have even fonder feelings if I had revisit. But from where I was at the time, the handful of times I watched it, I enjoyed it, but there's just stuff I like more.
Fair. Greg?
I'll give it a B plus. I do like the movie. Yes, Val Kilmer, I think, is what really makes the movie, in my opinion. Mad Mardigan is like one of the coolest characters on film. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I give it a good solid B plus. It's a fun flick. Everybody plays well. George Lucas. I like it. So that's about as far as I want to go with it because I know
Ron Howard directed.
Yeah, Ron Howard. Yes, I loved Ron Howard back in the day, so he did really great. And I like the magic. I like the sword play. It was a good story. It's a fun movie. So
It gave us
I'm
morphing.
sure you do love the sword play.
I'm a legendary swordsman.
You are greatest swordsman ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't play with Mad Mardigan.
No, it's great. I mean, like, who doesn't remember that scene when he's swinging his sword and he slips and falls in the snow?
Yeah, I know. It was in every trailer.
Yeah, so it's great. And like he was freaking cool. He's a badass.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'd give it a B plus.
All right, so you got to be. Well, there's no plus because
I know,
plus.
but
Took your
B.
plus.
Fuck Disney Plus.
I know, right? And what they did to Willow, and
Exactly.
that's the thing that pissed me off is what they did to Mad Mardigan's character. Because in the first 10
Right.
minutes, they basically turn him into a deadbeat dad who took off on his wife and kids for no good reason or whatever. At least they don't give you a good reason. So all right, so we got a B, an A, and an A, right? All right, Red Shirt, what do you say?
I didn't want to watch this movie when it came out. I think I was too old and thought it was a kid's movie
Fair.
and just never bothered. So I haven't seen it.
All
I'll
right,
have
well,
to
I
defer
mean,
to those who were the right target audience for this.
It is pretty much what Star Wars did to Buck Rogers is kind of what George did. This was like his answer to Lord of the Rings. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So you might
it
enjoy
does
it.
make
You
sense.
might enjoy it. It's high fantasy. It's very much in the sword and sorcery realm. It gave us morphing. I don't know how much I can express that. Morphing.
Yep.
Okay. On a computer.
Is that more thing or less thing?
No, morphing. There's
All
more
right,
of
you
it.
got more thing out of it. Okay.
Not
I like
morphine.
thing. Thing is
morphing.
good. We need
Well,
thing.
it's got Joanne Whaley.
Wally.
Yeah,
Wally,
yeah.
Wally,
She's
Wally.
She's
the-
so
didn't Val-
gorgeous.
Didn't Val and her get married after this for a couple of years?
They probably
Everybody
at
did
least
that
fucked.
then.
What was that, 6?
They probably at least fucked.
Well, I know they fucked, but because I think they got married.
You just
They were
can't
dating in the very least. I know
Romance
that.
isn't dead.
And yes, she's a hottie. Yes. So okay, so Redshirt didn't see it. Brian?
It's pretty good. I'd say it's Greg. Greg called it, said it was a B plus. I'd say it's an A minus.
Oh, for God's sakes, you guys.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go on the side of a B. I think I'll agree with Nick that it's damn good and B is great. And it's a lot of fun. We should do medieval fantasy movies in one of these and compare it to all the others. That would be a good. That would be a good topic. Very enjoyable. I'd give it a B. No, there's others in here I would put higher than it, but there's others that would be way lower.
So we got 2 A's, 2 B's, 3 B's. Okay, so it's going to wind up in B. All right.
Very enjoyable movie, though.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
All right, now here's one that I loved as a teenager, The Doors. Now, I know it's not historically accurate. It does not paint Jim Morrison in a very good picture. But since we have 70s rock fan here...
don't ask me about this.
Oh, seriously? Don't tell me you've never seen The Doors.
Oh, no, God, no, I've seen it multiple times.
Okay, well, go ahead and kick us off. It's your choice. You tell us.
I don't know if I like it as much as some other people do. I think his performance is phenomenal. I think I've got a little bit of... I've never been a huge Doors fan, I guess. So I was...
Well, real quick, the synopsis for those who are wondering, it's the biopic about Jim Morrison and the Doors and the rise and death of said character played by Val Kilmer.
I think Kilmer's performance is outstanding in it, but I think as a movie, in terms of, again, stacking it up against others in here, there are others I like quite a bit more. I'd put it as a B. It's a B. As I say, I'm not the biggest Doors fan.
You made it sound like you're going to give it like a D.
Oh, no, God, no. No, it's still an excellent movie. And his performance is fantastic. But as a movie, for me, just me, this is just my opinion, it's a B. I wouldn't give it higher.
I know they can't all be A.
Hey, I understand that, man. How you think I feel when I have to rank Stallone movies? I want to put them all in the
A. You all want to put it all in your A. Yes, we know.
Yeah.
All right, Red Shirt. How about The Doors?
The Doors. I know there are some songs that were the original song that Jim Morrison sang, but there are some that Val Kilmer actually sang, and I'm hard pressed to. In some cases, I'm hard pressed to figure out which ones Val Kilmer was singing versus the original song Jim Morrison, with Jim Morrison as the vocalist. So I'll agree that Val Kilmer's performance in this is almost uncanny, representing that particular musician. But as a movie, yeah, it has its issues. So, and I haven't watched it a lot since I saw it, so I would say it's a B. Didn't maybe want to go back and watch it again.
You guys are being nice to it compared to what you make it sound like, but yeah, Greg.
Well, yeah, but the thing about this for me was, it is a stellar performance from one actor in the movie.
Right.
Otherwise, it would be a C or a D. It would just be, it would be Spinal Tap.
Biopic. It's more
it would be Spinal Tap. Right, or it'd be Spinal Tap without the humor. It'd just be parody of something. But no, it's because of Kilmer's performance, I'd give it a B.
Fair. All right, Greg, sorry.
Yeah, that's sort of like the camp I'm in as well too, because I would say Val Kilmer's performance is an A, if not an A plus. He embodies Jim Morrison. Yeah, like you said, it's not accurate at the most part, but I'd give the movie a B. It's a fun, good watch movie. It's got the classic Doors music to it and everything, and just like what's her name's in this too, isn't it? That blonde
Meg
that was
Ryan.
Meg Ryan. She's all right. Yeah, I'd give it a B, but Val Kilmer's performance is an A plus.
Yeah, I mean, basically Oliver Stone's got an Oliver Stone. I get it.
Yeah.
Nick.
I have deliberately never seen this.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
I've only heard like the hit songs of the Doors. So I never felt like I really had a valid opinion on those songs. So I was never swayed to see the movie, even though I always liked Val Kilmer. So Just never watched it. That's good. I break the count to odd, so you guys don't have to worry about getting even.
All right, well, 6. What do you say? Because it's just you and I now.
I never saw it, so
Okay.
no comment.
All right, well, I
Just you,
lost
Tom.
out. I lost out. I said I gave it an A just because for iconography, but I can't argue that the fact that it's so inaccurate as a film, and Oliver Stone's got an Oliver Stone that drags it down to a B. But I love it's one of those movies I'll watch. I've watched many, many times. I like it. I get it though that there's some fans who fucking hate it for what it does to the Doors, or especially for what it does to Jim specifically. But that being said, I still think it's iconic and it deserves it because you're right. Like he gives a performance. Because my favorite story, I've been telling it all week since we lost Val, is that, and I'll try to keep it quick, is that when he wanted to be in the movie and Oliver Stone turned him down because he thought he was too famous and too pretty. I think it was what he said. But he wasn't convinced he could sing, like, and all that business. And then he sent him a tape, and I think he sent him a letter, or he sent a note, or something along with it to let him know that on this tape is me singing on some songs and Jim singing on others. If you can't tell the difference, please give me the job. Well, Oliver couldn't tell the difference. And then it turned out after the fact, Val's like, by the way, that was all me on the tape.
Nice. Nice. That's how you do it.
Right? Yeah. So he totally fucking got him. He's like, you got me. Yeah. All right. So let's move on then to Thunderheart, which is not one that I have seen in many, many years. I remember it being on cable a lot, but it was a theatrical film. And it didn't do that bad at the box office, actually. When a series of murders stuns a small Native American reservation, the FBI sends in Agent Ray Lavoie to investigate. While Ray is relatively inexperienced, he is 1/4 Sioux, and the FBI hopes that will make it easier for them to gather information from the locals. While the reservation police officer views the agent as an outsider, the tribal elder believes him to be the reincarnated spirit of Thunderheart, a Native American hero. So yeah, so this is actually kind of a cult classic of sorts, and like I said, it didn't do horrible at the box office, but I barely remember it. So does anybody on the panel know this one very well? This is one that I kind of took a chance on.
The synopsis sounds familiar, but
yeah,
no idea.
No,
For all
I've
intents
seen
and
it on
purposes,
cable.
I've never seen it.
Is Lou Diamond Phillips in this one?
It's Graham Greene's in it. I don't know.
Don't think
Not much.
so.
Okay.
Fred Ward's in it though.
Graham Greene. And Sam Shepard plays a guy called Cooch.
So you've seen it, right?
I've seen it once,
Brian?
and I've never seen it again, and I don't know if I can judge it fairly on that basis because I remember virtually nothing about it.
We're not
This
really
is,
known for being fair around here, though.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
we're not. You're right.
I do remember watching it at the time. Well, I rented it. I didn't see it in the cinema, and I remember it being pretty good. But apart from remembering some of the cast, I don't remember anything else about it.
All right.
this
Well,
is
we're gonna give
terrible.
this. We're gonna give this one over
chat,
to.
yeah.
Go to the chat. Chat. I'll have to
Giving it
deal with
over to
that
the
one.
chat
Yeah.
because it doesn't sound like anybody else here's seen it either because they haven't
I've
spoke up yet.
seen it, but I like you. I'd been because I remember him coming in as the FBI agent. And that's about all I really remember.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like I saw it as a teenager on cable. I've
Yeah.
got the Blu-ray that just came out. I just haven't cracked it open yet. So, and it's on my list to do eventually here. But so yeah, we're gonna leave that up to you guys, and then now we've got The Real McCoy with Kim. Is it Kim Basinger or Kim Basinger?
I like Basinger.
Kim Basinger.
Basinger.
But I think she said it was Basinger once, didn't she? Or did she say it was Basinger? I can never remember. Who knows?
I just call her Alec Baldwin's ex-wife.
She the one that got out. Yeah.
The one that got
The
away
one that's
alive.
the one that
Oh,
survived.
literally got away.
She's been saved.
Okay, so what we got here is a woman released from prison as an expert bank robber who wants to settle down and go straight, but her parole officer and her former employer try to get her to pull one more heist. I seen this when it first came out. I remember it being serviceable, so I'm gonna go with a C on this. I don't remember all that much about it otherwise. 6. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, but probably the day it came out and then never thought
Yeah,
about it again afterward.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kim and obviously I like Val, so I don't know. I don't even want to give it a rating because like I said, I can't remember.
All right, fair enough. Nick?
Did not see.
Not surprised. Greg?
From what I remember of it, once again, this is one I have not watched in many, many years. I would probably put it in the C category from what I remember of it. That's really about all I can say about it. I remember the heist a little bit, but that's really, I got to give it a C for the most part.
I don't even remember who Val plays in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think myself.
He's a crook. I think he's into Kim Basinger's character. I can't remember whether she's into him or not, but
yeah, I think I kept getting a few things from The Saint in this crisscrossed, so that's a little preview for how much I remember The Saint. But anyhow,
it's not. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian, since you've seen
it's
it.
Not. I mean, I do recall it at the time because it's a Russell Mulcahy movie.
Yeah, the Highlander guy.
Really?
Yeah, the guy only ever made one Highlander movie. I don't recall. I think it's a C. I think is the correct, but it's a pretty good. It's a standard heist movie.
Yeah, that's what I recall too.
Pretty good standard. It's not a bad performance with Terrence Stamp as the bad guy. We always like seeing Terrence Stamp, but I think it's a C. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't offensive. It was okay.
That's kind of the vibe I remember from it. Because if I would remember if it was bad or if I would remember if it was really, really good, and I don't remember it going either way, so I must have just been good enough that
it was like they churned out a ton of the movies in those days that were just like this C.
Yeah,
good heist movie, pretty good. Move on. Move on. You move on to the next one.
Red Shirt, did you see it at all, or Greg? Anybody?
I did not see it.
Okay. All right. So
we got 3 C's.
Let's put it into C. All right.
I think it's a C.
I think it's a C. I think you're right.
It was fine. Stamp was great in it.
All right. Well, there's this other movie that's coming up next. I don't think anybody's ever heard of it. I'm really sorry, guys.
Is it Wyatt Earp?
Who?
Is it the movie Wyatt Earp?
No. That I think has that other guy in it. What was it?
Did the guy
Kurt
who dances with animals?
Kurt Russell guy's
that's
in
right.
it. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, so everybody knows Tombstone. I mean, really, I got the shirt.
Is the sky blue? Is Peter Parker Spider-Man?
We're gonna have to fight anybody who doesn't want this in the A category.
Look,
This
is a mandate to put it in the A. All right, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Is it a woman date though?
All right, 6. What did you say? You were saying something there.
You said it's going to be a fight to not put it in A, and I said put them up.
Do you not like it?
Do it.
Okay, so 6. Go ahead. Give a reason why it shouldn't be an A.
I was working at a movie theater when this movie came out, and the only parts of the movie that I saw were when I was doing theater checks as an usher. So I actually haven't seen the movie. I don't like Westerns. It's not my jam. But I understand. I understand the lines that you guys quote all the time. I understand those references, and I understand how it's iconic. And I would never actually fight against it being an A, even though I haven't seen it.
You just had to be
we
woman.
Can't all be perfect.
Just tell them hell's coming and 6 is coming with it.
That's right. No, I'm sure of it. I hate him.
Where's S? It should be S.
I know. Well, I don't do that. I don't do that. So this is clearly one of the most quotable fucking Westerns ever made. Val Kilmer, like how he didn't get nominated for this is beyond me.
Yeah. Val Kilmer is not the main character. And yet he stole almost every scene he was in.
He stole every scene he was in. Are you kidding?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's he is the key. He is the key to this movie in many, many ways, much more than in the actual history. If you just find out what happened.
It's not enough that you have enough manliness on screen already from Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You add the cool of Val Kilmer to that mix. That's what you got here.
It makes it more impressive for Val Kilmer because you look at how stacked the cast is.
Oh God,
And
yeah.
the fact that he
All
has
the
to
villains.
really
All the
up his
villains
And he
game
are
against
outshines
all
all
of
of
that,
them.
and he outshines them all. And that's saying a lot because that is not
Hell, the
easy
villains
to do.
are all great.
And Kurt Russell knew just to get the fuck out of his way and
Michael
let him
Biehn,
cook.
Bill
Yes.
Paxton, Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell. I think there's even a Billy Bob Thornton appearance. The
Yep.
amount
Yep.
of talent in that cast, and Val Kilmer
Powers
still
Booth.
runs away with the gold.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Powers
unheard
Booth
of.
is the other one that he kind of
Powers Booth is
Michael Biehn.
Powers
Michael
Booth
Biehn.
is a
Michael
I mentioned
meme.
Bean, yeah.
Bean, sorry, Bean.
Michael
That's
Biehn
okay.
playing a
Yeah.
villain. Oh yeah, but Powers
So
Booth
good.
is a meme, folks. Well,
Yeah, no,
Well,
you're right. You're
bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on. Who
And
hasn't
so it
who
is-
hasn't thrown that gif at somebody on X?
Well,
Formerly
that
known
was
as
one
Twitter.
I think I had in the background here somewhere in my
Yeah,
videos.
Charlton Heston's in it too. Billy Zane.
Yes.
Well, bye.
And he's probably the
Yeah.
close because he almost steals the show too. But yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yep,
about
Michael Rooker, yep.
Man.
Paxton
Brendan
and
Priestley.
Bean. Paxton and Bean in the same movie.
How did they get all those dudes together for the? That's
Paxton and Bean.
like they captured lightning in a bottle to have that
If I
type
thought
of
you couldn't
cast.
be my friend, I don't think I could bear it.
Hell, I got a lot of friends. Why I don't.
Yeah.
Well, the scene where Michael Biehn does all of his pistol spinning tricks, and then Val Kilmer just stares at him, pulls out a tin cup, and
Johnny
and
Ringo
starts,
is an educated man. Now I really hate
Yes.
him.
We should have just done a
Now-
ranking of Tombstone
Now I know
quotes.
I hate him. Yeah, no, it's and I have to confess, I didn't recognize Billy Bob Thornton.
No.
Oh yeah,
in
because
this
he
movie.
is fat in this. Yeah, it's one of the few
Yes.
films he's fat in.
He's
yeah.
getting
He's
that
like
smoke
40 or
wagon.
50 yeah, he's like 40 or 50 pounds heavier than he is now.
Mm.
And I think
Didn't
this is a part,
recognize
'cause-
him.
And it was that I think it was this movie, him seeing himself on screen is what led him to lose weight and write Sling Blade.
Sling Blade, yeah.
Because like he's
Which
like, I
is a
saw myself on
brilliant
screen
movie.
and I was like, holy shit, is that me? And yeah, he just kind of
Anywho, great stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great fucking movie. So anyhow, let's see what the chat is
What's
saying
next?
about well, we got to see what the chat
Oh,
is saying
Thunderheart, yeah.
about Thunderheart. We're going to end the poll.
Is it Rod
Oh,
Thunderheart?
it's close. It is Rod Thunderheart.
It's Rod Thunderheart.
Thunderheart Nation. It is a close poll, kids.
Ooh.
B won out at 34%, but C was 30% and A was 28% and only 6%
Interesting.
was D. So like I do remember this movie does have a bit of a cult following, like I said. So
All right.
I guess it
well,
earned that B.
good for them.
It earned the B. So where were we here? Let's see what the super chat we got here says. It's Bad News Badger in the house sending in 50 Danish krona. Says, oh, well, at least Amazon did not replace the little people with CGI. This is true. This is very true. And then we've got Batman Forever next. Now, I remember seeing this for my birthday the year it came out. And this is an interesting film because it's technically the third film in the Batman series, but some people kind of consider it its own thing with Batman and Robin. And I can understand that. But basically, the movie's about Batman who faces off against the foes Two-Face and Riddler, as the Riddler has created a mind-sucking machine to rob Metropolis of all its personal info. Kind of sounds like the internet.
NSA. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, too late.
And of course, Val Kilmer replaces Michael Keaton as Batman and Bruce Wayne in the film. So let's start with 6. What do you think about Batman Forever?
Well, Chris O'Donnell was the highlight of this movie for me because he was super cute, and the rest of it, I didn't really care. I didn't really care about. I mean,
Did I say Metropolis? Did I really? I'm sorry. Because I did that off the top of my head.
Metropolis. It's the Scottish police force, the Metropolis.
I'm sorry, 6. That was
No,
wrong.
that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
No, that's totally fine. I didn't like Tommy Lee Jones in this or Jim Carrey in this. This was before I think I was still or I know I was still very much a girly girl, teenage girl, not into superhero movies or action movies at all. If Hallmark movies had been a thing, I probably would have been all over those. So I wasn't like myself. I hadn't developed into myself. And so I couldn't even appreciate it for the Batmaniness in it. It was just.
Have you seen it in recent years though, or?
No. Well, I did like a Batman rewatch, maybe I think 2020 I started it.
Okay. So did you get to this one and
yeah, actually I did a complete Batman rewatch in 2020 because that's all anybody did was sit around and watch TV.
So did it hold up or did it get better or did it get worse?
Well, Chris O'Donnell was definitely not the highlight. But I can appreciate
now. I'm just kidding.
I can appreciate Val. What did you say?
Now you're more into Alfred. I get it.
But
Rim
no,
shot.
I appreciate Val Kilmer in the role. But it's a C for me.
C, okay. Yeah. C, all right. Nicky.
Oh,
man.
Billy, I'm going all in the A for this one. Like, I am going full matter of splatter A.
Was that over the top? I can never tell.
I love this movie. I'm in love with this movie. That first line after Alfred asked about packing his sandwich, he's like, I'll take drive-through. It was off to the races for me as a young, impressionable 8-year-old Nick Weiser at the movie theaters. And I've gone back to this movie, still in love with it. Released the Schumacher cut. Fuck the Snyder cut. So, yes, give us the Schumacher cut of this movie. It is once again, Schumacher's vision was a very well-intended take on the Adam West version of Batman, because once The Dark Knight Returns hit, the expectation of Batman going forward was anything a la The Dark Knight Returns. So when you have a movie that's set in the same continuity as Batman Returns, it really threw a lot of people off balance, especially when the expectation was the super brooding Dark Avenger and not what had happened in Batman 66, The Silver Age, etc. And it definitely seems to have been more appreciated, obviously, than Batman and Robin, but still underappreciated because I don't think people realize what true treasure we have this movie. Now, that all said, for Val Kilmer, he's a great Bruce Wayne in this movie, because there's a lot of great actors who are Batman, but being Bruce Wayne is a whole other thing. He is a great Bruce Wayne. I love him as Bruce Wayne in this movie. Yes, he should have had his black hair. I do fault him for that, but I forgive him because he brings in a great performance as Bruce Wayne. So really love his.
Did Keaton really have black hair though?
No, he had brown hair.
I was gonna say, so yeah.
Yeah, they were giving these guys all the pass, and neither did Clooney. So they were all being all gay about it, but whatever. I still love it. His performance is great. Oh man, I have so I still, and I have my McDonald's Batman glass from Batman Forever. So yeah, merch was huge for me at this time. So yeah, I'm putting it in the A, and I'm sticking it in there, and I'm keeping it there.
There's the lube. All right, so while Nick is putting it in the A, he's got some more lube there. He's really giving it to the movie. Craig, where do you rate? Yeah, where do you rate Batman Forever?
I will rate it a B. I think it's a fun movie. I do, like, much like Nick, I appreciate that it takes a different turn, because just about every Batman movie except for this, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, is based off of The Dark Knight. It's like immediately that's all Batman movies are. Hey, we might as well just do The Dark Knight again. So I appreciate the lighter tone. I like the brighter colors. I do like Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Jim Carrey, of course, as the Riddler is great. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Nick on the whole thing about him being a really great Bruce Wayne, because he does bring, like we've talked about, like the almost all night. He brings the cool factor. like that is a great portrayal of Bruce Wayne, because he's masking his pain and stuff of his parents' death and stuff, by pretending to be this cool playboy type guy, and then like in the dark, in the moments with Nicole Kidman and stuff,
It
like,
is a very different Bruce Wayne from Michael
Yeah.
Keaton's. You're right. Yeah.
yes. So like when he's with Nicole Kidman and stuff, he's a little more looser and stuff.
Yeah,
He gets,
more
because she's a
vulnerable.
therapist. Yeah, a little more vulnerable. So I give him that, and I think it's just a fun movie. You know, yeah, I'll put it at that. I'll put it at a B. It's a fun movie.
All right. So we got an A. Or wait, 6. What did you say?
Oh, she didn't
I
say
gave it a
anything.
C,
C. Then we got a A. Then we got
and Greg gave it a B.
B. Okay, so C, A, B. All right. Right, sure.
I'm writing them down, just so you know.
Thank God you're a woman.
Okay, well, this one's going sideways and pear-shaped and every other way you can think of, because this is the third Batman movie that I saw, and it is the movie that convinced me never, ever to watch another Batman movie. If I'm being honest, this is an F for me. It cured me of watching Batman. I started out with Adam West and Burt Ward in the 60s, watching the original TV show. And as cartoonish and silly and campy as that was, I loved Val Kilmer. I liked I'm sorry, 6 can remind me who the actor who played Robin was. I liked the
O'Donnell.
two of them as Batman and Robin, and I really liked Val Kilmer as Batman and Bruce Wayne. And then I hated everything else about the movie. Just couldn't stand it. So to me, it was a complete waste of a decent casting job for Batman and Robin. And I just was like, I'm done after this movie. I thought that, Harvey Two-Faced was embarrassing to watch. Tommy Lee Jones works better in comedies when he's being unintentionally funny as a straight man, like in Men in Black. And Jim Carrey, the director, needed to tell Jim, tone it down just a little bit, even for the Riddler, because Carrey was chewing the scenery in this thing. So it
Tommy
just
Lee Jones didn't even like him.
Yeah, no, that just wasn't, aside from the casting, aside from Batman and Robin in this movie, I was like, God, I wish they'd written a different movie to put these two in as Batman and Robin. Because I liked Val Kilmer as Batman a lot. I thought he was great, and you guys are right. He's certainly better than Keaton at playing Bruce Wayne, because he's cooler. And Bruce Wayne is that, the rich playboy, putting a brave front on his past. But no, this movie I never saw it again, and I never watched another Batman movie. I've never seen Dark Knight or any of the others.
Wow.
Because of this movie.
All right. Well,
Did
that's
anyone
nice.
So
Batman
I'd give it
for
a.
you?
I'll be generous. I'll give it a D.
Oh my gosh.
He gave it the D.
Hey, you can give it the D all you want, but that doesn't make you right.
No,
I'll
but
give
it makes
You
it makes
offended
me
Nick.
it puts me in charge.
Now, if I'm putting it in the A, I let people know who's boss.
I was gonna say who we lost. Greg just popped out. You just offended Nick. You
I
ended
know.
Greg and you offended Nick.
Sit.
Okay.
Oh, I'm on a roll tonight.
Oh shit.
All right, Brian.
Oh,
All right,
geez, how do I
Brian.
follow all that?
Yeah.
So this is a tricky one because I've got a lot of nostalgic love for this movie and that era, but over the years, I've come to regard this movie less than I may have at the time. I think the Schumacher involvement has aged it well. It's a little bit silly and neon clad. Kilmer's great, and I agree with everything that's been said about him as Bruce Wayne. I think one thing it does have going for it is it's at least 10 times better than Batman Forever. Batman and Robin. It's at least
Right.
10 times better than that.
Fair point.
I just don't think it's aged particularly well, and I don't really enjoy what Schumacher did with it now. It's really a little bit silly. So I'm somewhere in the C plus, B minus. I think I'm going to be controversial, and some people hate this. I'm going to put it as a C. It just hasn't aged as well for me, this one, as some of the other ones.
Now, I've had the opposite reaction to this because I loved it when it first came out, and then as I got into more adulthood, I liked it less. There you go. See, Greg even has his glass there. I think we all have one of those.
Oh,
I have a couple too.
I got all four of them. They are.
Nick's got all four though.
I
I
just
have
went
like
and
two of
grabbed
them, but anyway, as I was saying, like I've come to appreciate it the more Batman movies we've got.
Interesting. Yeah.
See, now I don't know if maybe you'll bet. I'm not saying you have to, Red Shirt. I'm just saying maybe you'd benefit from watching the other Batman movies and then realizing, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought, especially after seeing Batman and Robin and Dark Knight Rises. And if you've seen Batman v Superman, need I say more?
Didn't like this movie. I should watch Batman. I should watch Batman and Robin, which is where this is 4 times better, so it doesn't seem quite as bad. I don't have that much time left.
You will take more worse.
It's a masterpiece.
Abuse just to know that this is not. Yeah,
it's a masterpiece compared to Batman.
It's a masterpiece compared to that. You'll be like, please, sir, may I have some more Batman Forever after that garbage.
It's good. And it's got a little nostalgia.
I've come to appreciate it exactly for a lot of the reasons Nick said, and you guys are not wrong. It's got this let's have fun attitude to it that was kind of missing from the first 2 films. I mean, they're there. It's there, but it's even more there here, and you can tell Schumacher's really. Like, his Batman was the Adam West Batman. So you can tell that he's paying homage to that with this, and especially Batman and Robin. And in that, with having so many Batman movies now, because we have, so many different Batman movies, I've been able to appreciate this more. And I agree with a lot of people that this is a better film than most people give it credit for. So I'm going to give it, I mean, iconic-wise, it's an A for me. Right. So, but I know we're all over the board here. So,
sum them up.
We've got 2 A's, 1 B, 2 C's, and 1 D.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be kind of somewhere in the B range then, isn't it?
I say give it to the chat.
Yeah. You really want to give it to the chat? All right. We can do that. Let's let chat decide Batman Forever's fate. All right. Whoops. I hit the wrong thing here. No, I don't want to.
There are worse Batman movies, though. We can.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that was kind of what I was getting at. Yeah.
We're just setting the poll up, chat. So,
Red Shirt, I think you should try the Batman with Pattinson.
Oh God!
Just try it.
Yeah, Red Shirt's really emo. He's very
emo. It's on streaming. I mean, pay for it, but. If it's on streaming.
All right, Nick, how much more time do you have? A few more minutes.
I got like 12, 13 minutes.
All right, well, let's do a couple more here then before you leave. Heat is the next film, and this, of course, is the Michael Mann film, also starring Al Pacino and De Niro, and it's about master criminal Neil McCauley, played by De Niro, who is trying to control the rogue actions of one of his men, while also planning the one last big heist before retiring. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Hannah, played by Al Pacino, attempts to track down McCauley as he deals with the chaos in his own life, including the infidelity of his wife and the mental health of his stepdaughter. McCauley and Hannah discover a mutual respect as they try to thwart the other's plans. And of course, Val Kilmer plays one of the supporting roles in this film, but a very important supporting role as Chris. And of course, in this, if you're familiar with the follow-up book, it follows Chris's story as well. So, I mean, and it is a very important film in his filmography, so I think it deserves to be here. I love this movie. It's a great fucking film. I give the film an A. As far as Val's status, though, is where I fall into like the B category, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Let's start with you, Six. Have you seen Heat?
Never heard of it until tonight.
Oh my. Okay. Well, Nick.
I love Heat. Bigly. Big B for this one. Almost teetering on the A, but I'm going to go with the B just because I like Tombstone and Top Gun and other movies more. If it wasn't for those other movies, I would slap it in the A. But I'm gonna be having a really enthusiastic B for this.
All right. So, all right. Let's see. Your red shirt. What do you say?
I'm with 6. I've never heard about this before,
You've never seen,
and now I'm going to put it on my list. I've
That's
never
it.
heard
We're
of it.
going to do a Toxic Tuesday on this one. That's it.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
putting
it's
it
a
on my
Toxic
short
Tuesday movie.
list of got to watch, if only because of De Niro and Pacino in the same movie. You know, that's two
Not only
actors
that,
who,
they're on screen together is for the first time, unlike Godfather.
yeah. So yeah, I would love to watch this. This came out. I just looked on IMDb. This came out the same year as Batman Forever, 1995, and I
Yeah.
don't remember hearing about it.
I mean, I don't think it did amazing at the box office, but it's one of those movies that's gained a lot of status since, especially because Michael Mann and, like you said, De Niro and Pacino. That's, I remember it being doing okay though at the time. I'm surprised you never heard of it.
No, I just, I mean, let's see,
I even
it's
got
just
nominated for some
1995.
awards, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to those. I was an early adopter of Ignore the Goddamn Movie Awards.
That's understandable. So yeah.
But yeah, no, this is one I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be on my list.
John Voight
This
is in it too, and Tom Sizemore and
Oh,
Ashley Judd,
jeez.
Natalie Portman.
Oh, yeah.
Studi.
Lucy,
Studi.
Red
All right.
Shirt, you should be
Thickness.
wetting yourself over this movie.
Tom Noonan.
I am. This isn't now. This now isn't on the short list. This is at the top of the short list.
Oh yeah, you'll like this
So
movie.
it's
It's
at
a
the
great
tip of your
fucking
short
movie.
list.
Yes, just the tip.
Just the tip. All right, so we got a couple of B's and nobody seen. So Brian, I know you've seen it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Michael Mann fan. Always have been. This Heat is good. It's not as good as LA Takedown, but that's an in-joke. That was the movie it was based upon that he remade.
That's true.
It
It is a remake,
I'm just
technically.
kidding.
Yes.
I mean, just for the shootout sequence alone, which Kilmer's great in, by the way. I mean, he's really
Right. That's his
good in
highlight
that.
scene. Yeah,
He's
basically.
really good in that. And the De Niro Pacino meet up. It is a fantastic crime thriller. I hear what Nick's saying is like you've got a lot of A's, and there are other movies on the A's that would be regarded as better, and so we can't have everything in A. But I'm going to have to put this as an A because it's a fabulous movie, brilliantly directed and paced and acted. So
I understand. I understand. Like I'm in that same kind of place. It's like it's so good, but there's other movies that are more iconic as far as Val Kilmer is concerned. But
Doba Fett in the chat is right that the great character actor Xander Berkeley is in both LA Takedown and Heat, and he's a great character actor in lots of great things.
Did
Anyway,
Michael Mann direct both?
He did, yes. He just
Yeah, I was
remade.
gonna say. He just
LA
remade his own
Takedown
movie
and
with
Heat.
actual stars.
He
Yeah,
was quite good at doing that, though. He did it a couple of
Miami
times. but
Vice.
Yeah.
but it's an A. I'd say it's an A.
Yeah,
me.
he did do that. That's true.
It's an A for me.
All right, Greg, we're down to you because we got 2 B's and an A.
See, like I'm in the same boat sort of as you because this is a fantastic movie. It does have great performances. Val Kilmer is good in it, but he's not like the crutch of the film. I mean, yes, he does have a great shootout scene.
Major point, but yeah, he's not the main role. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, the movie is an A, but as far as like Val Kilmer movies go, there's some more on this list that I would give an A too. So I gotta give it an A regardless. It's still a damn good movie. Regardless, I give it an A.
Oh, so you went an A. Oh wow. Okay, so we're tied. So that means either I got to break this tie or we give it to the audience.
Break the tie.
All right.
Break it.
It's going in.
Wait,
A.
how
I
are we
don't think-
tied?
Very good.
Because we had 2 B's and 2 A's. I was B, Nick was B, Brian was A.
Oh, you already gave yours?
Yeah, I said
Oh.
B. Did I? I did not? Okay.
Okay.
I wrote
Did
it
you?
down.
I can't remember.
I found my pencil.
Obviously, none of us were listening, Tom.
I wasn't.
Nobody was
No, I
listening.
wasn't listening.
We were all just doing
At
things.
least
in
you
the
admit
other
it.
way.
I appreciate that honesty.
All right, moving on to Island of Dr. Moreau. This is the movie that I think really kind of started tanking his career. Notoriously a bad film.
Well, I think
as
he
far
quite
as its
cleverly
production
switched
and-
roles in this, didn't he, at some point? He decided to sort of downgrade his role in it.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think he did.
So for those who are not familiar with the story, it's about the Dr. Moreau who turns people into half human beasts, and a negotiator becomes stranded on his island, and yeah, it's different. I've only seen it when it first came out, and I barely remember it.
Yeah,
So
I
I
thought
can't.
Kilmer
I'm not gonna.
had
Get, I'm gonna bow out on this one. How's that?
I thought
sound?
Kilmer had maybe switched roles with David Thewlis on this. I can't remember.
That could be.
There was something happened. I know there was somebody else dropped out that ended up being Kilmer being cast in it, and Val Kilmer's fine in it, but as a movie, it's an
Everybody's like
utter
F.
train wreck.
Everybody's
Red
like
Planet?
F.
It's
F.
an-
No,
it's-
Dr. Moreau.
Dr. Moreau.
Dr. Moreau,
It's an F in. There is no such saving this movie. In any way.
Shit.
The movie is doomed.
All right. So, anybody else seen it besides Brian and myself?
I've
I saw
seen
it.
it.
Okay, let's start with 6.
I've seen it, and I wish I could get that time
Enthusiastic.
back. I wish I could get that part of my life back.
And I think I'm giving it a D. I never did say my
I mean,
actual
it's got a
rating.
fascination now if you watch it now because of all the production troubles and the disaster that it
but
was.
that doesn't change that it's a bad
It's still
movie.
fascinating. But
So
Well,
I'm
let's
giving
get
it a
Nick's-
D.
Nick's got a bail, so do you want
Okay,
to become an outro?
You got to go, Nick, now? Okay. Go ahead and tell everybody about your channel and all that good stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
I'll be quick. And I put the scores for the remainder of flicks. I give for the chat, The Saint gets a big B, and then Red Planet in the D, and then Maverick is a huge A. So those are my scores. I do have a channel. Come check it out. Toxic Tuesday, we'll be talking Jet Li's Hero, and all videos out this week. And I also have cool videos that came out last week. So do check, stick around for the rest of the show, and then check out my shit after. Thanks for having me,
All right.
Tom. It's
Thanks
been
for
good to
being
hang
here.
out with the dudes, and you all have a magical evening on Diet Toxic Tuesday.
sugar free.
I like it. Sugar free. Yeah, it's more sugar free. All right. So, you 6, you said you saw it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw it, and I probably saw it because I read the book
Okay.
in probably middle school, and I remember being absolutely horrified by Marlon Brando because I had seen Godfather, absolutely loved Godfather, and then seeing this bloated mess of a man, it was very disturbing to me, and all the other stuff that goes on in the movie too was disturbing. I didn't like it, but I also had, like I said, read the book within 10 years before that or something. So it's not good. I'm going to give it a D. I wouldn't want to watch it again. Read the book, folks.
Yeah, has anyone seen the 1977 version with Burt Lancaster? That was, it was okay.
When I was a
It
kid,
wasn't-
but I barely remember.
yeah, it wasn't great either, but it was okay. It was better than this one, I think. Just had pretty poor effects.
As far as representing the novel, yeah, I would probably imagine that's true.
Excuse me.
No
Was
worries.
it Austin Powers' boss Basil? Wasn't he in?
Yeah, Michael York was in it. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael York. Yeah, I've
Well,
seen
Mini Me is a play on the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just
Thing
funny.
with Marlon Brando's little midget guy. Yes, yeah.
I've seen this one, and I remember just thinking, "What the hell did I just watch? What was that movie?"
Yeah.
I got to give it an F. I mean, I will say, in today's day and age, it does have sort of like a fun appeal to see how bad it truly is. But it's not a good movie. It's just not a good movie. Maybe I'll be kind. Change it.
All
I'll
right.
change it to a D. I'll be kind. I'll change it to a
You're
D.
gonna change it to a D. All right.
Yeah.
Because Brian, you gave it an F, right?
I did, yes.
All right, and Red Shirt hasn't seen it. Nick is gone and hasn't seen it. Oh my gosh! So we got 2 Fs and 2 Ds.
It's an E then.
6, you sure you don't want to change that to an F?
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure.
Either way,
All
it's crap.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a crap movie.
I mean, it's not their fault they had a major hurricane that destroyed most of the set, but it was just a
We're
disaster.
gonna put in the Fs.
I was gonna say I'll change mine back to an F. If you want
that's
to
fine.
make it easier for you.
That's fine. It's an F, I guess.
It's like everybody
All
says, the story behind it is so much better than actual.
Yeah, that's the
it's
thing. Yeah,
Very
Yeah.
interesting, yeah.
but that's not this movie, unfortunately.
Exactly.
All right. Let's check into the chat and see what we got for Batman Forever. Ooh, we got more in the 100. We got
Yeah.
a B. That's gonna hit the B's. Pretty.
See, I can live with
overwhelming.
that. I mean, I said a C, but I can live with a B for it. I mean, it's funny. It's a movie that I've not got such great regard for now, but I still watch it from time to time. It's like, yeah, why not watch that again? You know, it's fun.
I mean, I guess I can see this because, you know, when you think of Batman, Val Kilmer's not the first person you think of. So.
I think he was pretty good, though. I mean,
No, I know, but I'm talking
He was
about.
pretty
See,
good.
here's my point, and this is why people always ask, "Where's the S tier? Where's the S tier? Where's the S tier?" It's like I don't understand this shit because when you have an S tier, everybody argues over different things, and then what does A, B, C, D mean anyway, or F at that point, and trash, and then some you have a trash tier and all this other business. To me, it's like we're voting on the iconography of the film.
Mhm.
Then, secondly, the value of the film or how good it was or whatever. That's the way
Well,
I
I
see it.
looked up.
A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, F just makes it easy.
I looked up what S tier, like why S tier, and apparently it's based on Japanese academic grading
okay,
system.
Right.
And we're not Japanese. None of us on the panel.
I don't
Have you ever
get
had
it.
a Japanese person on the panel?
I thought A
Yeah.
was always no. Actually, I don't think I have, and I think A is already
So-
supposed to be the best. So I guess I don't know.
You know what would make this interesting is if you took B out, you'd have A, C, and F, and it would really force people to make some hard choices.
True.
If you took what out?
I'm just kidding. If you
C
took
and
B
D.
out
Or B, you said.
and you just had A, C, and F, that would prove something.
yeah, A, C, and F.
Or we could just do thumbs up, thumbs down.
That's true.
No, it's fine the way
Uh,
it's.
Is Red Shirt
It's
back?
alright.
Not
Did
yet.
you go tinkle?
I think he had to deal with something, but I know he's one of the ones that asked about this next movie, so that's why I wanted to know if he was back.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
But
No, I can't- Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Greg.
No, I was gonna say now I have the song I think I'm turning Japanese stuck in my head.
Okay, well, let's get into the synopsis of Ghost in the Darkness, which came out in 1996. Sir Robert Beaumont, played by Tom Wilkinson, is behind schedule on a railroad in Africa, enlisting noted engineer John Henry Patterson, played by Val Kilmer, to right the ship. Beaumont expects results. Everything seems great until the crew discovers mutilated corpses of the project's foreman, Henry Seal, seemingly killed by a lion. After several more attacks, Patterson calls in famed hunter Charles Remington, played by Michael Douglas, who has finally met his match in the bloodthirsty lions. Now, they could have just explained it was about lion hunters. I don't know why they went through that whole fucking thing for that. But, you know what's funny is it's directed by the guy who directed Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And I've never
Yeah.
seen this movie. So, but I know Red Shirt had asked about it. Has anybody else seen it until he gets back?
Well, I have seen it, but it's so long. I remember seeing it at the time thinking, well, that was pretty good. But I can't really I've never watched it again since.
So Ace is telling me I need to see this movie, basically.
Yeah,
It's Jaws with lions, he
I
says.
certainly enjoyed it at the time. I don't know if I can be fair to it now after all this time, but I seem to remember liking it a lot at the time. It's certainly very interesting. Lots of great cinematography, and you know, it's shot well. William Goldman wrote the story, so it's, you know, that's pretty good. I just can't remember so much detail about it now. It wasn't bad at the time, though, so it's certainly nothing below a C. I mean, I know a few people like it quite a lot, so it could even be a B. That's just tricky. I think a B. I do remember at the time thinking, wow, that was pretty good. So.
All right. We got B, a couple B's in the chat. You said a B. Red Shirt, are you back yet? Greg, have you seen it? Six, have you seen it? Anybody? Dealer?
I'm back.
Okay, we're on Ghost in the Darkness. You had to leave at the worst time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just picking on you.
Yeah, I'm back. I've read an actual account of the officer that Val Kilmer plays, and he's basically the epitome of the Victorian Englishman's attitude that there's nothing an Englishman can't do if he sets his mind to it. The fact of the matter is he's so out of his league, he doesn't realize how much danger he's in. The fact that he survives this is a miracle. It's an absurd story. And if the movie seems absurd and full of, skin of the teeth escapes, it's because that was actually what happened. It's based on a true story. The Ghost in the Darkness, the two lions, are actually in the Museum of Natural History, stuffed and mounted in New York City to this day, far as I know. So it is based on a true story. It's improbable, and it's probably not a movie for everybody to watch, but it actually is a pretty good movie. And he gives a great performance as an utterly clueless Englishman who thinks, well, I'll just solve the problem. I'll just go shoot the lions. Yeah, right. So I mean, I like it, but I'd have to basically say that as a movie, it's probably I'm gonna probably put it as a B. I wouldn't put it as an A. Certainly not for Val Kilmer.
I think it's a B. I mean, it's a pretty it's got a lot of suspense and adventure.
Well, that's two B's, and I'm seeing a lot of B's in the chat. Six, have you seen it?
No, I saw the trailer and it scared me, so I didn't.
Yeah, just worried about that.
There's a lot of suspense.
I know how you are with animals sometimes, but yeah. All right, I can understand that. Greg, have you seen it? Greg was having some tech issues there. I don't know if he's back yet.
What did you give it, Red Shirt, for a rating?
A B.
And a B, I think it was. Yeah. B for Brian and B from Red Shirt. Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch it again now because I do remember at the time thinking that was pretty damn good. So, but I think a B.
So I'm getting a lot of B's in the chat.
I think a lot of people thought the movie was just over the top and improbable. Like they couldn't believe that they'd written a script to make everybody do these things and the lions do these things. But that's pretty close.
It's the supernatural element. I think some people
exactly, which of course the Africans, the local Africans in Eastern Africa, immediately just conclude because they have their own superstitions about man-eating cats and things like that. That is part of it because that is part of the culture there. And of course, the British would poo-poo that, and they say, "Oh yes, no, well, that's what the locals believe." And it's part of the reason that what was his name, Patterson? I gotta look it up.
I think that was what it was. I just read it.
Patterson,
Patterson. Yeah, that's the reason that he's sort of he's too self-assured at the beginning, but as the lions keep evading every trap he sets for them, he starts to wonder whether there is a supernatural element to it, which I don't know if he had the imagination, the real one had the imagination to do. So it seems improbable. The weird thing is it's actually in some ways too close to the original story because the original story is absurd. In terms of Africa and Africana.
This is in the jungle, right?
Never read it.
This is in the jungle, right?
Yes. Well, it's
mighty
the
jungle?
Ugandan railway. It's plains
Do the lions
on the
sleep?
way to.
It's more plains than jungle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was a
but
good one, Top.
Anyway,
it's savanna grass. Yeah, Yiddy is there. Yidhus there. It's savanna / grasslands, and depending upon what
I was just picking.
season it is in Africa, that grass can be a foot tall or it can be 8 feet tall.
This is why they couldn't call Tarzan, because there's no trees to swing between.
That's right. Yeah,
All right,
Tarzan
well,
is not
I think
available.
Greg, you're back now. Have you seen
Yeah,
Ghost in the Darkness?
Don't think I have. I
right.
remember something about a lion, but that's really all I remember.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, pretty much the panel's been giving it a B, and I've seen a lot of B's in the chat, a few other C's and A's, so I'm going to say it's a B. We're gonna, or should I give it to the chat?
Give it to
Should
the
I give it
chat.
to? Let's give it to the chat. We're going to give you guys a chance to decide on that, and then we're going to move on to The Saint from 1997. Based on the popular spy series, this film follows suave international thief
Wait.
Simon Templar. What?
Did you say The Saint?
The Saint.
Sorry, I just had to play that.
There was music. The Saint
Anyway.
music. Yes. Don't worry. I'm going to turn this over to you first. Who is
No,
contracted?
no, don't turn it to me first. Let somebody
Okay,
else go first.
contracted. I'll save you for last then. Contracted by Russian oil magnate Ivan Tretrick. Tretrick.
Papafe.
How do I say it? Ivan Tretrick. Raid.
Have you?
I don't know. Played by Raid Serberjizaja.
Already Serbedzija.
That guy.
I don't know. I'm just
To steal a
I
formula for cold
had to
fusion.
read.
So Templar nicknamed the Saint.
Those
Because
damn
of his
cold
use
fusions.
of Roman Catholic saints as aliases, fine scientist Dr. Emma Russell, played by Elizabeth Shue, seduces her, as you do when you find Elizabeth Shue, and steals the information. However, because the formula was incomplete, Tritic now wants to kill Templar and kidnap Russell. All right, so that's the plot. 6, have you ever seen The Saint?
I remember starting it at least and being unimpressed with the disguises. And just as a spy movie, I didn't. Maybe I had like just watched James Bond before that, but I wasn't. I remember thinking it was kind of a low bar ripoff. Not ripoff, but I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a C.
All right. Nick, what do you think of Saint?
Nick left
Nick's
a long
not
time
here.
That's
ago.
right.
He's gone. Nick,
I just was
tell us, Nick.
Nick.
Nick's your buddy.
Nick.
Nick's your
Well,
buddy.
he did. Did he rate this one or no?
Yes, he gave it a
He
C.
did. He gave it a B. That's what I saw.
He gave it a B.
It's diabolical. That's what he said. There you go. All
I
right.
would have slapped it to A, but I gave it to B.
Yeah. All right. Who's next here then? A red shirt. Go ahead.
I didn't want to see this movie because one, I grew up with Roger Moore as James Bond and didn't see Connery until I was older. And I did watch as a little kid episodes of The Saint with Roger Moore, and he was it just I even with Val Kilmer playing it, I couldn't believe that they were going to do justice to a show that basically was low budget because it was 60s television. Now they're going to make a movie out of it. They're really going to have to go over the top, and I didn't think they would do that. So I haven't seen it, but it was basically I had very low expectations, even with the cast, even with Val Kilmer starring in it as the Saint. I might if it turned out to be free on Amazon Prime, I'd probably try watching it, but it's kind of like don't ruin my childhood heroes type of thing. Roger Moore as Simon Templar was the Saint as far as I was concerned. So that's the most input I can give on this. I can't really give it a score because I haven't seen it.
All right. That's the long way of saying I haven't seen it. No, I'm just kidding. You gave your
A lot of
reason
work
why.
to
You
say.
gave your reason why. I understand. And I can understand that and respect that. skipping Brian because he told me to save him till last. So, Greg, have you seen Saint?
Well, whatever. But yeah,
I will. Just shush.
whatever.
Yes, I've seen The Saint. I actually liked The Saint. I would give it a B because I thought it was pretty fun. I liked Val Kilmer. This was when I was still thinking he was cool. I remember liking this guy's and the fun. See, now with me, I have no frame of reference for the TV show. I've never seen the TV show, and that don't hate me, guys, but I haven't really seen that many James Bond movies. I've seen the Sean Connery ones. That's about it. So I haven't seen any more. So I didn't really have that like on my side. I just remember thinking Val Kilmer was pretty cool in this movie. Elizabeth Shue was hot. I liked the setting of his, disguising himself and pretending to be other people and stuff. So I'll give the movie a B. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I was saving Brian for last night.
Not
Not just
that
because you
I've
said anything, but because this was a British show.
Not that I've
And
got
what's-
anything significant to say. But
Well, you have more to say than I do because my knowledge of it, because I guess I watched this movie once, but I don't remember it, or I didn't ever finished it. Because I just remember the TV show as well, and to me, like the show was basically like Mission Impossible meets James Bond.
My name is Bond. James
Exactly.
How many copies of it do you own?
I have one copy that I have not opened yet. Brian, take it away.
Well, I did grow up with Roger Moore was an enormous star in the UK because of The Saint. And I grew up watching that show. I was an avid fan of it as a kid. Absolutely loved it. So I do try to treat the movie as a separate thing. I think it's because for one thing, it's a movie, and The Saint was an episodic TV show that ran for a number of years, so very
Right.
different format. I do think Val Kilmer is really good in it. So he's quite charming. Got a lot of charisma. He's a good lead. He showed how good a leading man he is because I don't think the rest of the movie is all that great. It's okay. Script wise, is a little bit poor, but him and Elizabeth Shue, I think it was, they were pretty good together. It's a bit much, as many people have mentioned, it's kind of like a kind of Mission Impossible light type thing. So it's not really, it doesn't really stand alone very well as its own thing.
I think that's why
find.
it got made
Yeah.
too. It was because of Mission Impossible got made the year before.
So I didn't if it was just Val Kilmer and his performance, I'd say it was a B, but as a movie, I think it's a C.
So you're rating it because of the Saint aspect of it, or
No, just because as a movie, I tried to
gotcha.
disassociate it from the TV show, which is a very different thing. I actually watched quite a few of the Roger Moore Saints again recently, and some of them stand up really well as TV episodes. It's that classic 60s, early 70s British television stuff written by people like Brian Clemens and all these great writers. So stands up pretty well. Roger Moore is incredibly Roger Moore in it. I think I'm going to give it a C because it was okay, but Val was good, but the movie's only a C.
6, you said C, right? Or you didn't?
Yeah, I said C.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got 2 B's and 2 C's.
C's. Shit.
That sounds like a C plus or B minus to me.
I know, right?
I can tell you, it would not offend me if you put it in the C section.
Well, you just gave this movie a C section.
There you go. Sometimes you just gotta go in that way.
If I could put it this way, I don't think it's as good as
Medical
Top.
humor, kids.
I don't think it's as good as Top Secret or Willow.
No.
Yeah,
Well, fuck
and
no.
some of those other movies. Yeah. So yeah,
Top Secret's far better. Yeah.
And after listening to 70s rock fan there, like the way, yes, maybe I was putting it at a B because I enjoyed Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue's performance, but the movie itself is probably a C. So
It's a bit, yeah.
I have one question for the folks who have seen this movie. What car did Val Kilmer drive as the Saint?
I don't know.
Well, that's a problem right there. Because
Yeah, I
Roger
remember.
Moore drove a Volvo P1800, and it's the only Volvo that's ever been considered cool in the history of the world. And it's because he drove one in the
That's right.
Saint.
So we should point out though that C is still okay.
Yeah, no, it's
not
fine. It's
bad.
not Dr.
It's
Moreau
okay.
territory.
Yeah, I mean, C isn't an insult.
Very few movies are Dr. Moreau territory.
No, yeah. See, that movie's so bad as we can't even be nice to it for Val. We're just like, no, fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie.
And yes, Action Com. I don't know if this is medically correct, but basically a C-section is a procedure where the baby does come out
That's
like
right.
toast.
Yeah, and a bell rings when it pops up.
But if the baby comes out dark, that just means you're not the father. See, that's not the same thing.
Or you wait. Oh, no, well, sometimes it means you just waited too long.
Did you ever see that story?
No, never mind.
Did you ever see that story where the woman claimed that the baby came out black because her and her husband was watching black people porn when she got pregnant?
No! That is
Are you legit believe
Man, I have heard some bad excuses, but that's got to go in the top 10.
If he believed her, then he deserves to be cheated on.
Exactly. Like
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of cheating, let's get on to some. We need some churching up in here. Prince of Egypt. It's basically the 10 Commandments, shorter with music, and it's animated. No, I'm just kidding. The animated well, I'm not kidding. It kind of is. The animated retelling of the Book of Exodus, Egyptian Prince Moses. Okay, now I'm confused because it says here it was played by what is it? Brenda Chapman? Who the fuck is Brenda Chapman? Because in the movie, I'm pretty sure it was Val Kilmer who played both Moses and God.
I thought Brenda Chapman was a director.
I was going to something. Yeah, one of the directors. Okay. Upon discovering his roots as a Jewish slave, embarks upon the quest to free his people from bondage. When his plea is denied by his brother Ramesses. The new pharaoh. Yeah, I knew what I was saying. A series of horrific plagues strike Egypt.
Tom's just put off by the fact it mentioned bondage, which he's into, of course. So.
It did. I am. You're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Well, I'm going to sit this one out because I've never seen it.
Really? All right.
Never seen it.
I actually watched this for the first time, like, what was it, last year, Greg, or the year before? Remind me.
Yeah, I think it was last Easter you brought it
I watched
before
it for the
K
first
came out.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was all right. I'd give it a B. It's not the 10 Commandments, but it's good. It's a good family film. It's serviceable. It does a good job telling the story. I don't understand what else.
Are you saying it's
it.
a 7 out of 10 commandments? Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
you're
it's more like
it as a
7 out of 10
commandments.
Yeah, it's more like 7 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10.
These 15 10 commandments.
10 commandments. Shit. It was really funny is you can just basically boil them down to pretty simple things. Don't have another god but God. Don't cheat and don't steal. Don't kill. That's pretty much it. So we really only need 4. Oh, and don't get jealous. So 5.
Either, so.
Huh?
You don't stoop your neighbor's wife as well. So.
Well, that's the cheating part, right? Like, well, and then like 5. That's why you kind of need 5 is don't get jealous of other people's stuff or don't covet thy neighbor's goods, right? So like, yeah. Anyhow, that being said, Prince of Egypt. Who else has seen it here? 6. Have you ever seen it?
Well, I haven't seen it, but I read the book it's based on. But I'm bumped.
Oh.
And I give the book an A, but I haven't seen it. So.
All right. Red Shirt, have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh, we're all failing miserably tonight.
Greg, what did you give it?
I would give it a B. I've seen it. I remember the songs being pretty fun. I remember the animation being pretty damn good animation. Val Kilmer, I thought was a really great voice actor for it. And now you bring it up, I do remember him playing the voice of God as well in the Burning Bush and all that. So yeah, I'd give it a B.
Yeah.
It's got a hell of a this
is when DreamWorks started casting stars and kind of like to compete with Disney.
Yeah.
So that was kind of their thing, and they were leaning into this biblical thing for a little bit there. This was pre-Shrek, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of people over the years saying how wonderful it was. So I'm sure it must be pretty good.
I know it has a lot of folks that love it. So like, we got a lot of people in the chat are like A+. Like,
yeah.
Okay, we're kind of rating this not so much on the movie, but the iconography of it. So, I mean, do you think of Val Kilmer first thing when you think of the Prince of Egypt?
Well, put it the other
way. I think of Charlton Heston.
Exactly, me too.
That's what I was about to say. I was thinking
why Charlton Heston isn't in this movie.
Is he the Fresh Prince of Egypt? Oh, no,
the Fresh Prince of Egypt.
They should have signed. They should have signed Charlton Heston to play God.
They should have
Now
put Will
this is a
Smith
story all about how I led my people out of Jerusalem. I'd like to
The
take a
Fresh
minute and
Prince
sing
of
about
Egypt.
the little burning bush.
I mean, should we put it to the chat vote or?
I climbed
or
up on the mountain. I got the 10 Commandments. Dun, 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 dun.
The Fresh Prince of Egypt. That's a movie
Rama seized in light.
It's a movie we should have got in the 90s, absolutely.
Oh fuck! I'd have loved that movie.
Yeah, let's chat.
Fuck
Let's
Hamilton.
say,
Now I want the Fresh Prince of
I'm with Tom. I'm with Augustus in the chat. This should go to the chat.
yes.
I don't think enough of us
Yeah.
have seen it. And
I think
so-
you're fair on that
Yeah.
one. So let's end the Ghost of the Darkness, which got a B. So you guys convinced the audience, well, at least you did, Red Shirt, that it was
Wow.
worth a B.
I might have to watch that.
Yeah, I think that's one I should put on my list. I don't even know if I own that one, actually.
You do.
I don't think I do, actually, 6. That's one I want.
Yeah, but he only has
don't
one
think I-
copy and he doesn't know where it is.
And Shout
right.
Factory put it out, and it's really expensive.
Oh, that's why I probably don't have it.
Yeah.
All right, so Prince of Egypt, we're going to leave up to the chat. I got to set up the poll here. Give me 1 second so we can do that.
I
Yeah, I'm
forgot,
sure.
by the way, somebody mentioned the songs in this, but I forgot to say about The Saint. It did have a really good soundtrack.
Yeah,
The
it
Saint.
does have a good
Mhm.
soundtrack.
The Saint has got a banging electronic
I do
soundtrack.
have that.
It's great, yeah.
I find this interesting with what we've got the tier going on here because so many of these movies we've seen and grew up with and stuff, and with
Mhm.
Val Kilmer, and most of them are turning out to be B's and probably some A's for the most part. Here it's like you don't realize how much somebody like that really impacted your life through movies that after they're gone. So I'm finding it really interesting how all this is playing out.
Well, and it was
Yeah,
kind
there's
of
a lot of
No, go ahead.
there's a lot of turkeys that he was in that
Yeah,
Tom was
that's-
kind enough to omit from our list, or we just
Hmm.
would have been sitting here, Island of Dr. Moreauing about 8 movies at
Or
least.
never seen it, never seen it, never
Or-
seen it.
Yeah, never seen it, never seen it. Nobody's
Yeah.
seen it. Nobody wanted to see it.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
a
even
lot
know
of
if
like
this movie was released in the United States.
Is Bad Lieutenant on here?
No, I left. That
Port
was
of-
one I did.
Port
I
of
did
Call,
think
New
about.
Orleans. Yeah.
I did think about that one, but I didn't think enough people had seen it. So
yeah. There's a lot of people. out
plus, I
there
got
that-
to think about time scheduling in this shit
I
too.
know,
because
I know.
We're already at almost 2 hours. I knew this was going to be a longer one. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's what she said.
I've never heard that.
Never once.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Hello there, Brian.
Oh, there's a
All
confession.
right. So let's move on here because I think Nick had seen Red Planet. Yes, and he said Red Planet is like what happens when you buy really bad frozen pizza and you're drunk and you don't realize it till the next day. So I give it a D. How was that?
That was so bad. I would
That
give
wasn't
that
good?
a D.
That wasn't a good Nick. I'm sorry.
No.
All
I'd
right, Red
slap it
Planet
with
is
an A.
He'd slap on it. Red Planet is a 2000 science fiction action film directed by Anthony Hoffman. Film stars, you know that it's a banger when they start off with shit like that. And you're like, who the fuck is Anthony Hoffman? No idea. The film stars Val Kilmer, Carrie Ann Moss, and Tom Sizemore. Red Planet was released, and they don't even tell you what the fucking movie is about.
It's even got Terrence Stamp in it.
Yeah,
Again.
let me find an actual synopsis.
Well, if you'd given me a little heads up, these would have been done.
No, I usually just go by Google's little synopsis because it's perfect. It's not too long. It gives you the exact kind of right to the point. But that was Google's synopsis for that movie. Okay, so here's the IMDb synopsis. Astronauts and their robotic dog, Amy, search for solutions to save a dying Earth by searching on Mars, only to have the mission go terribly awry. And that's probably the best example of an explanation you can give for this movie.
Excuse
'Cause,
me.
I mean-
excuse me. Did you say Aury?
I did, and that's exact AWRY. That is a
Awry.
word.
Yeah, it's
Awry.
pronounced awry.
I call it Ari.
I did too
So,
until I learned how to
I-
pronounce it.
Hey,
Ironically,
well, you learn something new every.
Tom's
fucking- I thought it was
pronunciation
awry.
went awry.
That's
pronunciation.
what I always thought it
went awry.
was. I never thought.
My father laughed at me the first time I said awry. He was like, he just started laughing. I said, "What's funny?" He says the words all. I said awry, and he said it's
So you just did it
awry.
again.
Yeah.
No more Tom knows.
Read
Oh my
from
God,
that
the
book,
car.
but okay.
I
So
learned a
I
lot of
learned a
words
lot.
from reading them that I had no idea how to pronounce. So for a
That's
while
me.
there, I was hysterical to listen
That's
to.
exactly how
I-
Tom learns.
That's exactly how I
reading.
learn. I read.
Yeah.
See, now
Mhm.
But Six isn't supposed to tell people I know how to read.
I've always had to know how to read because I was always the one that was told, read this, do that. You have to say this, you have to do this for everybody. And I'm still fucking doing that to this day for everybody. So I have to be perfect in my pronunciation when I read.
I need to take some lessons from you. It was one of my biggest issues in fucking radio. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Moving on. What is our ratings for Red Planet? Nick gave it a D.
Yeah, I think Nick's on the right lines. I really wanted to like this movie, but after watching it, I thought the algae was actually the star of the movie.
There was a lot of red. That's all I know is everything was like in a red tint with red all over red and red
really
and red.
Was a total mess. It's a shame because there's a good cast in there, and I do love science fiction. I love Mars stuff, and I like that kind of thing. It was just boring and not good, and I think it's a D. It's not as bad as Dr. Moreau, so it can't be an F.
Yeah,
it made Mission to Mars look really good.
It does. Greg, have you seen it?
See, now, when did this come out?
2000.
2000. I always get this movie confused with The Last Days of Mars with Liev Schreiber. I don't know why.
I think that came out right around the same time, didn't it?
So the spate of Mars movies, yeah.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 Mars movies. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but it like all blends together with some really bad other Mars.
This was the one with the funny little robot dog thing
in
it. Yeah.
I remember that. And I remember Val Kilmer's blonde hair. So I'll have to give it a C. From what I remember, I think it's a C movie.
All right.
Yeah.
You're being nice.
I'm trying to remember most of it because I know I've seen it, but it's just like it's getting jumbled in my head with other movies with Mars. So I gotta at least give it a C from what I remember.
Yeah, John Carpenter's Mars movie also came out around this time.
Yeah, it goes to Mars, but that's not good. So.
Ghost in the Darkness of Mars, is that what this is? Bump. All right. So Brian, did you see that you did you
yeah, it's a D. It's a D. Yeah, I give me a rating. It's a D. Yeah.
Okay.
That's being generous. But I just can't put anything on the same level as Dr. Moreau.
I hear you. Red shirt.
No, I didn't
wasn't as
see
bad as
this.
that. Okay, 6. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have, and I'm
How
giving
red was it?
It was so red. It gave me red wings. No, I'm giving it a B.
Oh wow, you liked it. Okay.
I like this movie. I liked how Val Kilmer looks in it. He looks pretty good, and I like the sciencey stuff about it. And when he takes his helmet off, or does his helmet crack, or am I thinking of that? I might be mixing it up with the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh,
but
get your eyes to my eyes.
He finds out that the planet is, that he can breathe. Excuse me. I thought that was just very exciting.
I think that's Total Recall.
No, but
Does it happen here too? I can't remember. Or he's
pushed off a cliff or something.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're
right. He rips his helmet off, but I know that does happen in Total Recall, but I'm not thinking maybe I.
No, you're right, because he's on the poster without a helmet, so you're right.
Yeah. Well, I know they're like terraforming the planet.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And the algae was very important.
Kind
of like the spice in Dune. Yeah.
It's the spice. It flows. All right. So you gave it a D.
I like it.
I gave it a D. Everybody else gave it a D. I hate to tell you this, but it's ended up in the D.
That's okay. It's not like I wrote
sorry.
So I'm not mad.
All right.
It's red like a baboon's ass.
It is. All right, well, we're getting some more votes rolling in for Prince of Egypt, so I'll let that roll along a little bit longer here. Next up, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer, directed by Shane Black. A cult classic. I don't know if I call it a hit. I don't think it did very well at the box office, but it's about a two-bit crook, Harry Lockhart, played by Robert Downey Jr., who stumbles into an audition for a mystery film. While on the run from the cops, winning the part, he lands in Hollywood, where he's flung into a tangled, murderous conspiracy with his childhood sweetheart, Harmony Lane, played by Michelle Monaghan, and a hard-boiled private eye, Perry Van Shrike, Val Kilmer. This deadpan, affectionate parody of film noir tropes is named for film critic Pauline Kael's influential 1968 collection of film reviews and essays. So yeah, this is a fairly popular film among the kids. So where do we start with this? Six, have you seen it?
Never heard of it.
I didn't think so. Red Shirt.
No, unfortunately, I've never heard of it either, but I'm writing it down right now.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, at least. All right. Okay. And I can't believe Nick hasn't seen it either.
Jeez.
Brian.
Oh, I've seen it. I think it's fantastic.
I know you have. I was going to say.
It's a very sharp movie. Great neo-noir comedy. There's a lot of good laughs in it. Great performances. Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. I don't think it was that well known then. I can't remember that far back. Clever, fast-paced, brilliant movie. A lot of fun. Good. I mean, the humor in it's fantastic for one thing. So it's it's a great example of its neo-noir genre. For some fantastic performances.
It's the best Guy Ritchie
script.
Movie that Shane Black ever made.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it. And I do like Shane Black. Who doesn't like Shane Black?
I know, but that's exactly what it is.
So
it's Shane Black doing a Guy Ritchie movie, basically.
Yes. So, I mean, this is a tough one because I would have been potentially tempted to put it as an A.
It has that
honest.
potential.
Yeah.
I think we might have to give it to the chat. But
I'm
ahead.
actually going to say A. I would be happy with B, but I'll say A right now. Is it as good as Tombstone though? No. But it's a B plus. So I don't know.
If
Might
it
have to get a
matters,
chat to decide. It's certainly no less than a B. Let's put it that way.
All right, well, I'll put the plus on because in case that influences
Yeah.
it. Greg?
I'd settle for a B, but it's a pretty damn good movie.
All right, Greg?
This is one I have not seen.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm right in line with Brian. It's a B plus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, B.
I'd live with a B. I could live with a B.
Yeah. So, I in most of the chat, I've seen some A's. I get it, but like Victor says here, it's a good movie. I can put it in A, but it's a B. It's not as good and it's not as iconic as all the other films. But I would have the fact that it had worked its way to the B level means a lot. And it's a fun film. It's a fun movie.
Oh, it still looks good. I mean, I saw it a couple of years ago, and it's still excellent. Yeah.
And it's kind of the last movie that Val Kilmer did that he kind of got any starring role in and or was a major theatrical kind of release.
Yeah.
Because here's where things kind of went downhill for him, or Ari.
So wait, is this movie not the sequel to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
No, I hate to break your heart.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Kiss,
I
kiss,
saw
bang,
Chitty
bang,
Chitty Bang Bang.
Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oh, I love
The
you.
music is not as good as Chitty Chitty Bang. No, I'm just kidding.
Dick
All
Van
right.
Dyke was a little out of his element in this one.
Yeah, a little out of his element, trying to do Cockney. it just wasn't working.
Chimcho. Was that Mary Poppins?
Yeah, he's trying to do that whole
Mary
Cockney
Poppins.
accents again. And
It's
it's
a
just like not
jolly
working.
old
He was actually voted as the worst, as having given the worst
Where's
dialect
accent.
performance.
Cockney accent. Yeah.
it's because it barely
comes and
is doing
goes.
an accent. Well, not just that. What he's doing it. He's doing it like the most, like fucking like. How do you put it? Like.
It's a parody.
Yes, exactly. It's a parody. That's what I was trying to. I was thinking satire, but like parody more is the better word. Yeah.
It's the cockiest
Yeah,
of Cockney accents.
Yes, it's just the most weirdest thing in the world. All right, I think this last one we're gonna get to in just a moment. Here we've got 58 votes on Prince of Egypt, I'll be damned. I'm not surprised, but I kind of am. It goes in the A tier, I guess.
There you go, eh? There you go.
I'm definitely
guys
writing that one down.
Pulled it off there. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat before we get to our last movie here. SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor sent in $10. Thank you so much for the support. Says I give Batman Forever an A. I give Batman and Robin an F. Val was great. Batman. I agree with most of that. I wouldn't give it an F though. SFX314 sends in another super chat for $5. Says Forever Batmobile is infinitely better than Batman and Robin's Batmobile. That I agree with. The best is Batman and Batman Returns ones. Yes, I love the original design of the 89 Batman one. Yeah, I agree with you there. Dark King sends in $5 Australian, says my headcanon is that Ghost in the Darkness is a sequel to Disney's Lion King and nobody's going to convince me otherwise. And I will not try to. No, as long as the Deer Hunter is a prequel to Bambi. Or
Well said, that man.
Oh,
Too soon.
Imagine. I'm sorry, Six.
too soon. I love it.
Imagine Tim Hobbit says one of the directors is H.G. Wells' great grandson.
Wells,
is that
yeah.
for which one?
Island of Dr. Moreau?
No,
No, I was gonna say-
Egypt, Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I know that's a very popular film. I'm not surprised it got an A. Matt Murphy sent in $4.99 says Spartan. Kilmer's coolness was designed to deliver mammoth lines. Right. There you go. Jen McMahon says, did you see Val in Deja Vu with Jim Caviezel and Denzel Washington, which was a Tony Scott film? I almost put this on the list because it is a major film.
Deja Vu's great, yeah.
But he is not the major kind of thing in it. So, like, yeah, that's why I didn't.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Deja Vu before. I get the feeling I've seen it
Something
before.
you've seen before, you think? So yeah, and like I said, as you see, we're already 2 hours in, so I had to really kind of pick and choose and curate what I could for
there's
this.
a few good. Salt and Sea obviously was pretty good.
So I'm sorry if there's some that did get left off, but you guys love. But that's what you guys got to let me know in the chat what I missed. And he goes, no Salt and Sea or Spartan. Come on, Tom, don't BS me. No, I went through and I picked out the ones that I felt were the most iconic and the ones that were actual movies in theaters and not TV movies, obviously not TV shows. Or straight to video stuff. And if there's anything I missed that you guys feel like I shouldn't have missed, I'm really sorry. And I feel bad, but
hey, I have an idea.
I thought about the MacGruber one too.
We'll whip you later, Tom, don't worry.
Yeah,
what if you made a post about what you're going to do for a show Sunday night, and then people could add their 2 cents for what movies they'd like to see?
When that works for the tier, I can see that being something I should do for the future. I agree. I'm going to do that. Dead Man sends in 5 and says, Tom, I'm glad nobody interrupted you this time. I'm just messing with it. Well, it's just, when you're trying to get out a thought and you got too many people on a panel, it can get a little irritating. Especially when somebody argues with you and cut you off in the first place. Then you don't get to answer back. But that's neither here nor there.
Who did
anyway,
that? Did I do that?
No, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All about it. It wasn't just one person. It was a whole cavalcade of bullshit. So I'm sorry guys, I left this one out.
Hobby Lobby, I love that store. Probably a different Hobby Lobby.
Maybe
Bobby Hobby Lobby is an iconic character.
I never even heard of this, to be honest with you guys.
Salt and Sea?
Yeah,
it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, pretty good.
I guess
it's kind of like a B, but
I guess it was released in the box office. It was a bomb though. I'm really sorry I haven't heard of this one. I didn't even think it was a theatrical release. That's why I didn't put it on the list.
It's pretty good.
My bad. Well, go ahead and rate it since you've seen it.
No, I'd say it's a B. If it would be a B for me.
It gets a B from Brian. Yeah. I'm sorry. I wish I'd have known it was a big ass movie.
Somebody.
And Kill Me Again is another one that people were upset about too. I just never really heard of it. So
yeah. Well, thanks for mentioning them, everybody. I mean, that's the main thing.
Well, no, but 6 is right. I think that in the future, but besides, like I said, we're already at 2 hours.
Time constraints, yeah.
And we'd all be sitting here going, I haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, and Brian's seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people didn't see Kiss Bang. What's it
I
called?
I'm
know,
kind
it
of surprised with that one too.
Surprised
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Thunderheart was a gamble. I was like, okay, I know this is a very popular film of his, and I know most of our panel might not have seen it, but I know the chat will know it.
I think this
So
panel's more Thunderpants than Thunderheart.
Yeah, but I guess I mucked up on a couple other ones here, guys. I'm sorry.
Just kidding. My
Hey,
fellow
you know
panelists.
what? Long last name. You guys made that choice. This was the chat that spoke.
The chat chose that one, yeah.
The chat that spoke. So,
What have we got left?
that's Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, right.
I don't
Oh,
think there's an
geez.
argument there where that one goes. I mean, that
There
goes
wasn't
way
a
up
dry
my
seat in the
days.
house
No.
for that one. Not a dry seat
No,
in
and
the
again,
house.
this was one I debated on even putting on here, but Red Shirt and I talked a little bit about it, and Greg was kind of there too in the background while we were talking about it, and I was debating on it because it's only a cameo, and I wasn't going to do the cameos because, Christ, Val's done a million cameos.
Yeah.
Like, if you just look at his himself in his in his filmography, it's like a third of it maybe. So and I know he's not playing himself in it; he's playing Iceman, but he's in very little of the film. But he is such an integral part of the film, and it is a sequel. So I let this one pass. So, and Red Shirt made a pretty good argument for it. So, yeah. So otherwise, for those who are like, well, you put that on there, but you didn't put this and that, that's why. But yeah. And I think you guys, I don't think anybody's going to disagree that even though he's only in the movie for a small part, he does play a big role. And I mean, this was kind of our pre-goodbye to Val. I mean, we all knew he was sick, and we all kind of knew that we probably didn't have very long with him. And so I think this was and I think that hit a lot of people in that respect.
It was very emotional.
I think cathartic might be the word.
You'll have this set, Tom, I'm sure.
Actually, my son has that. I got that for my son for Christmas.
The limited edition set.
Yeah, I just have the standard.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Standard steelbook, but I bought my son that for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a great set. That's a big one.
It has a ton of crap in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got loads of stuff.
You know, I called that your father-in-law's Christmas present set.
I bought it for
For anybody
myself.
who doesn't know
That
how to
was
get your
my
father or
Christmas
your
present.
father-in-law for anybody who doesn't know what to get their dad, I said that's what you get them this year. There you go.
That's right.
Got all the
My Christmas
doodads and
present.
everything.
Yeah. It's
Otherwise, I'm
cool.
pretty happy with the list the way it is. Let's see. We got Ace Jaeger here who sends in 199. Thunderheart is Val's best leading man performance. I got to rewatch it. It's been years and 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 years since I seen. Oh, look at that! Got a nice.
That's
There's a lot
awesome.
of these reproduction
photo.
photographs from the first movie, and
But yeah, so Ace, if you listen into
stuff like this.
physical media show on Greg's channel, one of these days maybe I'll review that again because it's been whoops, I fucked that up. I'll review that for you. But those are some cool photos you got there. Some nice.
Yeah, they did this set's got all these reproduction photographs from the first movie. So as if so it's got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really neat, you know, they've got some neat stuff in it. So yeah, they like the way they've done it because they made them all different, like the original photographs that are pinned up in various places in the original movie. So
Are they printed on photo paper or are they like
yes,
postcard?
No, they're photo paper. Yeah.
Wow.
That's really pretty damn good.
Look at that mustache.
It's a lovely set.
No, that's an 80s.
That's a Tash. The Tash does all the acting. The Tashes always do the acting.
Now I'm gonna have to go steal that from my kid.
It's a great. So there's more stuff than this in
Like,
it.
I bought it for
and it's
you
got
for-
both movies, of course. It's got both movies in it. See, if they'd stand in closer to the edge, they might have been peeing into the ocean.
I almost half-assed thought about talking him into letting
They'd
it
have
to
been-
me just so I could do a review of it, but I don't really.
If they'd been standing closer to the edge, they'd have been peeing somewhere.
Yeah, I did do a video about it at the time when I got it, I think.
Yeah.
It's a really nice set, yeah. But don't let me hold everything up, of course. But
yeah.
But yeah, it's
No,
got
no,
other,
you're fine. They're fine.
And it's got the it's the steelbook cases.
Yeah, that's
so-
not the same steelbook I have. I have a different.
No, it's
steelbook.
different. Yeah, but both movies are in there.
Yep.
And there's also things like dog tags and
Yeah,
beer,
so he's
beer
got some
mats,
doodads and
this stuff,
swag,
stuff like
as
this.
they call it.
Yeah.
Swag.
All
The
this
kids
kind
call
of
it
stuff.
swag.
Swag. Like this, the beer mats are great.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's from the bar or whatever in the movie.
Yeah,
isn't
from
it?
the bar. They're from the bar. So yeah, nice set. Anyway, just thought I'd show that off
No,
while
it's
we
a
were
nice
talking
set.
about it. Yeah.
We got Ace Yeager again sending in another $1.99. Thank you. Val is Native American. It was personal for Val. Yeah. I remember it being, it did pretty well actually at the box office too, as I pointed out earlier when we were talking about it. So yeah, it's on, that one did make the list. So that was a good one. But all right, kids, was there anything else that we missed or anything else we should have, brought up? Cause we will miss Val. I mean, it's sad that his career,
Yeah.
you know, fell off. And then of course,
I forgot to put
little,
my banner
oh well,
up. Okay. No, I'm
we're
happy.
good. You're happy. All right. And you know, it is though nice that he got to do Top Gun 2. It's sad that, you know, when he was kind of on the uptick, he wasn't doing as well health wise, you know, and stuff like that. But he's got that documentary that came out not too long ago. I suggest people check out. I saw most of it. It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll miss him. Anybody else want to share anything about Val or any other thoughts before we head out? Or
Well, the documentary was really good. I know you've mentioned it probably, but it was very, very touching. You know, it's great stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to.
There
I
is-
think that's on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Go
It
ahead.
is, I think, yeah.
Red shirt.
There is a video that I've seen on YouTube that is, and it would be sort of Val Kilmer AI voice. And after he really didn't have a voice when he did Top Gun Maverick. I've heard differing stories of whether his son dubbed him or an AI dubbed him, but there is an AI video where they were doing a demonstration of AI as the ability to simulate, to replicate someone's voice, and they fed the AI Val Kilmer's performances, and apparently he participated because he is in the video. It's not an AI generated Val Kilmer, the voice is. And it's an incredibly touching thing where he basically gets to deliver in his own voice, simulated, a message to his fans long after he'd lost the ability to speak. And so if you do a search in YouTube for Val Kilmer AI voice or something like that, and I don't remember it, it's been over a year since I saw it. It really is pretty touching to hear him basically get to say what he wants to say when his voice is gone. And it's kind of like his last message. It's kind of like his performance in Top Gun Maverick.
If you
except
haven't seen the documentary, his son does the voiceover for it, and he sounds just like him.
Yeah, this was an AI, proof of concept type of thing. But I believe he participated, or he might have written his own speech, and then they voiced it with an AI, and he's on camera. So it's really pretty touching.
Dead Man says sword fight. Yes, indeed. And Jeremiah Hembry says, what if Val Kilmer was in Naked Gun? I think he'd be all right in that. I think he'd be fine. He was good at humor, and that would have been a nice homage to him being in Top Secret. But I just kind of wanted to end with this video here, unless anybody else had anything else to say. Anybody?
Nope.
I thought this was a cute little video here of when the Blu-ray came out. Just him and Warwick.
Willow. 25th anniversary year this year, and we have a Blu-ray to celebrate. And
25 years ago.
Wouldn't believe it, would you? Look at us now.
No. You were just a wee one back then.
17 years old.
17 years old. And now?
Now I'm 43. But I think we've sort of matured like a good wine. Look at us. Look at us there. It's a movie that's remembered very fondly by a lot of people.
Yeah, still.
You find people say, oh, Mad Mardigan.
Can't go through an airport without someone saying, peck, 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 peck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the most common thing people say to me, actually.
Really?
You started.
Well, that's because that's what you were.
Years of abuse.
That's what you were.
That was a lot of fun.
Saying peck.
Yeah.
So what's your overriding memory of Willow? Just think about it and use my name in this story.
It's you, Warwick.
Thank you.
So much love and heart. You were what inspired Peter Jackson's career. Aren't you? That's what you said to me earlier in the trailer.
That's what you said to me earlier.
That Willow inspired
I don't think
the
I said
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it would have been nice to be in it though. Picture.
We were there first, though.
We were there first. We started all that, didn't we?
New Zealand. We filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah, we started that.
It was a lot of fun.
I just thought that was kind of cute, so I don't
It's
have to
funny,
watch the
yeah.
whole thing, but you can find it out there. It's just- yeah. All right, Brian, I know you got stuff going on. What you got coming up?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for supporting me. The channel just crossed 2,000 subscribers on YouTube the other day, so thank you everyone for your support, and you, Tom, for all your support.
Congratulations.
Over the years. It's only taken 34 years to get there. And I mean, 4 years to get there. But, you know, it's, so yeah, it's going well. That tomorrow we'll not be doing a normal panel-based show like I normally do Monday afternoon, but I've been doing every second week, just doing a gaming stream where I just hang out and chat with friends and the chat. Running through Baldur's Gate 3. So tomorrow, I think at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time, I'm kicking that off tomorrow. And they're nice, relaxing, fun streams to do. And then there will be other stuff through the week. So
awesome.
But yeah, check the channel out for anyone who has not checked it out and is into stuff like obscure classic rock bands and Korean movies. Something for almost
Korean
everyone.
hookers for a second.
Korean hookers are in some of the Korean movies. So there's something for nearly no one on my channel.
Well, check out that 70s rock fan for all your Korean hookers. I mean, movies. Hooker movies. Movie hookers. What? Greg, speaking of movies, and you do a bunch of videos about videos.
I do a bunch of movies. I bet just said movies. Well, I'm going to be in one movie, to be honest with you. But anyways, documentary.
Is it with Korean hookers?
No, I wish.
Do you want me to? I could introduce you to some, Greg, if you want. Do you want me to introduce you?
No, I did do a bunch of videos on physical media, stuff like that. I just did release one today about the new Dinner with Leatherface documentary because I got that on Blu-ray. So I did that.
I gotta get,
Yeah, I know the director on that, so I might have him on the channel soon, to be honest. So I've been talking to him. I got a video coming out tomorrow, and of course, every Wednesday at 9:30, Tom and we do the physical media show, and we showcase what we watch for the week. So there's a little something for everybody: horror, 80s, sci-fi, B movies, boobies, everything. So yeah,
we even get elevated horror sometimes.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Runner was good for that.
Only if Runner's on there or something.
This is an A24 movie.
What's elevator horror?
Elevated horror is horror that thinks it's so much better than like old school.
No, that was a joke. I said elevator.
Elevator horror? Well, that would be like, you know.
I mean, lots of movies where people were horrified in elevators as they dropped.
What's that? Terror, Tower of Terror? What's that?
Yeah.
Steve Gutenberg.
Yes.
I should put out a B-movie horror. I should put out my show next Monday, not tomorrow. Will be on the Hammer classic, The Vampire Lovers. So all those who love Hammer horror should come and join that show. Check that one out. Some lovely ladies of Hammer in there.
Awesome sauce. Redshirt, do you have anything coming up?
I do. I'm going to be joining 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on Tuesday to talk about the Jet Li film Hero. Looking forward to that. That should be quite the conversation, as it always is on Toxic Tuesday.
Sounds good. 6, is there anything you got coming up you want to plug at all?
Yeah, I do. But before I do, Brian, did you want another outro?
Do I need another outro?
Else? Are you good? Yeah.
Because you keep
I'm good. Sorry, it's just to make Greg mention B-movie horror, and I just had to. Oh my god,
she's just picking on you. Geez.
I know, but I can't.
Yes, I will be going.
Quickly becoming the new Culture Casino is what she said.
Oh, that's the biggest insult you could ever.
I know.
Yes,
I've met
I will
Brian.
be going like,
wait a minute,
sake.
Tom. I've met Brian. He's too tall.
Sorry, you were saying 6.
I will be going live on my channel. My next weekend off. That's in 2 weeks, and I'll be spilling all the YouTube tea. So look for it sometime in the middle of the night, Eastern.
Mint tea or just ordinary tea?
I don't really actually like tea, so it's going to be the nasty shit.
I don't like tea either.
I like hot chocolate.
Me too.
Great band. A
better
great
than
British
tea.
funk band. Hot chocolate.
That too. But all right. Anyhow, so you have that, and what are
you doing next week, Tom, for this show?
I don't know yet. That's a good question. I'll have to figure that out real quick.
Batman movies caused a lot of controversy. Or have we done those before? I can't remember.
Did you guys do Gene Hackman?
Not in the biblical sense, no.
Somebody commented in the chat, when are you doing Gene Hackman? But
That's
I could have sworn...
No, I don't think we did.
Because we talked about it at length, Tom, but I
don't think we did Gene Hackman in movies, and I decided against it, I think, because 90% of his movies, he's like not the main star.
But there's so many as well. We'd have to...
That's the other thing, is he's got so many that I threw my hands up because there was just so many to go through that this was a little bit easier to curate, but yeah.
If you have any suggestions, drop a comment.
Please, yeah.
After the stream, don't put them in the chat.
Well, when
now.
is Easter? That's not this weekend. That's the weekend
what about
after.
Tim
right?
Curry?
How about movies featuring hot lesbian vampires?
Tim Curry? Don't tell me he just passed away, because he's still alive last I knew.
I think he's still alive.
Okay,
Who?
that might not be out of
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2. A tier.
I would say that might not be too bad, because
That was
he's
just
not
a cameo.
the other.
Oh, no, that wasn't a cameo.
The other one.
No, Home Alone
the other
is
one.
stars.
The other suggestion I'd have is Alan Rickman.
I just watched CBGB's, the movie that he was in. CBGB.
That would be amazing.
Chances
Then
are
we could just talk about Harry Potter movies for like 45 minutes.
No. We're not
Yep.
doing that.
Bob
Might as
can
well-
go take a
why don't-
nap.
We could rank the Twilight movies, I guess.
I forgot all
It's
about
easy.
that.
I told Tom-
F.
I told Tom, when we do vampire movies, you have to include Twilight.
And it's an F.
I don't know if
Automatic.
vampire movies we'd have to do in like fucking 10 tiers. There's so many vampire movies.
We could do vampire movies from the 70s, vampire movies from the 80s. No, vampire movies from the early 80s, vampire movies from the mid
And
80s.
just let's narrow it down to hot lesbian vampires. That's what we need.
That's a whole tier list on its own. See, 6 is right on that.
John Hughes movies.
That's a good idea.
What did you say, Greg?
John Hughes movies.
Oh, yes.
80s
Six,
teen sex
you work
comedies.
next weekend, don't you? So you want us
Yeah.
to do something you don't give a shit about.
Exact, like westerns. Oh my god, that would be amazeballs if you would do westerns.
Westerns of the 2000s and beyond.
Yeah, do whatever you want whenever you want. If I'm not there, I'm not there. I mean, if you do Star Wars when I'm not here,
John,
I
you're
will
muted.
fucking kill you. But
I wouldn't do that to you, 6.
and they'd all
And
be
westerns, maybe. I'd have to find something more specific, like John Wayne. or
Western
something.
starring Gene Hackman.
Maybe. Oh, we got Justin Pooper. I mean, Proper in the house. How you doing,
Hey,
Justin? Been a while.
Justin.
Says I love Tierlist because of how much fun it is. I might even go back into the game. This was good, but could use fun naming categories. Would love to join. Oh well, I'm sure we could work something out, Justin.
Justin's a great guy. Let's
Yeah.
get him on.
I know Justin. I babysat him in Vegas.
Tom's old school.
Yeah. I put up with Justin. It's that Justin Proper kid. No, I love Justin. He's great.
Hey,
So, yeah.
we could rank my favorite Korean movies. I'm the only one that's seen them, but never mind.
You do that list
No.
when I'm like off planet.
Yeah, me too. I know a few people in the chat who would enjoy that. I'm not going to say that. It isn't a bad idea, but yeah. Ooh, I like this one.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
No, that's a doable list because it's
Yes.
it's not a huge. I mean, it's big, but it's not big, and it's in the category of lists that yes. I
We
think we
could
might
do
have
that
to do
next
it.
weekend for sure.
I think we might. And that's Six's way of saying I don't care about any of those movies.
Illuminati, Saturday
Not only
Night
have I
Live,
not seen
Illuminati.
it's not only has she not seen its Pat, she's probably never seen Wayne's World even.
What?
I'm
Tom.
kidding.
I don't know when you guys have time to watch all these movies. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna make sure.
I started showing and training dogs like when I
Look.
was in high school, and I did it for like 25 years. So that's why I haven't seen
Wow.
anything. Because I was like out getting fresh air.
Six, my
Use your
secret
help
for
with
having
Sadie.
watched so many movies is I'm old.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you now. Stuart Saves His Family, A tier.
Oh, that's a great movie. I've got a copy of that. I love that movie.
Shot him! He shot him.
Oh, is It's Pat? Is that the ambiguous, not ambiguously gay, the
Yes.
gender ambiguous?
Yes,
Indeed.
ma'am.
Okay.
It's Pat.
I
Well
love
ahead of
that
its
character.
time. Well ahead of its time.
And I do remember the
Well.
ambiguously gay.
The ambiguously gay. Now they need a SNL movie of that. Oh shit, that's been the last 10 years of movies.
Coneheads.
Coneheads is great too. I don't
And
care
who's
what
the
anybody
one she
says.
stick her fingertips in her armpits?
Oh,
and
that's
then
one I
smell
don't
'em?
like. Superstar.
Superstar. That movie sucked.
Ladies Man.
I don't think I watched that one. Ladies Man is great. Ladies Man is underrated as fuck.
6. Yes, please. That's in the butt.
And what's
God, it's
the
been a
one?
tick since
Night
I've
at the
seen it.
Roxbury. Is that SNL?
Yeah.
All
It
the
is.
funny parts were in the trailer.
True. Blues Brothers is
favorite.
technically the original one, though. Yeah.
Does it have to be starring alumni, or just does it have to actually be even more specific?
No,
that it
I'm
was
talking about the
based on a
specific
sketch,
SNL. Yes, so
based
we're
on a
talking.
sketch.
We're
Okay.
talking Blues Brothers, and then the next one would technically then be Wayne's
So we
World, I believe.
Can't count Animal House then, or 1941, or anything that just
no, well,
happens to
that's
star people.
no, because
from
that's
those movies.
National Lampoon's. Now, if we were doing National Lampoon's movies,
Yeah.
that would be in there.
It's
But I
just
get where you're
something in
coming
the
from.
cast. Yeah.
No, we're talking about SNL inspired films.
Absolutely
So
inspired,
like Blues
okay.
Brothers. And Blues Brothers is almost an
Well,
asterisk because
we've mentioned half a dozen already.
yeah, so they'll all be there. I'll go through the list. I think MacGruber. I'm gonna have to watch that fucking movie now, even though I don't really care for that character. And yes, Blues Brothers 2000 will be on the list too. So that's it, kids. We're doing SNL next week.
Yay!
Oh boy. All right.
You don't want to be on it?
I'll be here.
You got a whole week to watch them.
Wow. I mean, we all know Wayne's World is going to be A tier too. So that's the best of the best.
If you haven't watched
Oh,
the
no,
movie,
it's
you have to wear
not.
the cone.
Oh, come on. Oh, you can tell the
No.
different eras right now.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
shit.
I was original cast SNL. That was what I was into.
Don't get me
So
wrong.
it's
I
the
love
Blues
the OG
Brothers.
cast too, but yes, I hear
Would you
I
count
hear you.
Tommy Boy
No.
and Black
Even
Sheep?
though that's
No.
that they could count if we didn't. Now those would be ones I'd consider if we didn't have enough, since they were
Right.
produced by Lorne Michaels. But since they're technically not based on any characters, no.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
you're
there's
right.
more than enough movies we'll have to make the list. So like if we were like
Mhm.
really shy of some films, then maybe I'd throw those in there just cause, but
Was Mango ever in a movie?
Mango. No, I don't think he did ever make a movie.
That would have been an awesome movie.
We almost got a Sprockets movie that never happened though. So yeah, I have to go through and yeah. You know what's fun is you guys go do a search. There was originally they were going to do a Coneheads animated series, and the first part of the movie is basically the same as that series. It makes me feel like I used to climb the gym class. I like my underwear tiny and toasty. Take me, Garth. Where? It's cold and you don't have a jacket. Justin Proper says, what do you think of the joke category of honorable trash and goat category where the very best goes to the top?
That's what A means, Justin.
That's kind of, yeah. And this is, again, I get into the whole debate. And then some people say, well, S tier basically is the same as like a plus or an A plus or whatever. It's like, well, then why don't we have A plus and A minus and B minus and B plus? And it just gets too goddamn complicated.
Yeah.
I like
so
to
everyone
make
complaining,
should-
go get your own
we
fucking
should-
channel and do it yourself.
Oh, I don't mean it like
Yeah.
that, but I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
do. I do.
Tom, we should add an essay to this just to expand the. Never mind.
SA?
An essay. ESSAY.
An
That's
essay.
what
Oh,
they do with the
essay, okay.
SATs.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
ESSY?
Yes.
What's
All
up,
right. Let's get out of here,
ESSAY.
because we're already 2 hours and a half into this thing. All right, take care of yourself, kids. We love each other, and we love you. Hopefully, you hit that like button if you haven't already. Let us know what other lists you'd like to see in the future. In the meantime, we'll do Saturday Night Live next Sunday. I know that's weird, but it's on Sunday. So, all right, take care, guys.
See ya.